It's time for Fanatic Parlay Cash.
All right. Your chance to win $1,000. Fanatic Parlay Cash. Text the word player. Player. 2 45911. Player to 45911. You have until 25 minutes after the hour to enter it on the Fanatic app or at 97.5 The Fanatic, or text it to 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in this company-wide contest. You'll get a phone call if you win from Beasley. Make sure you answer the damn phone. Contest rules 975thefanatic.com. Fanatic Parlay Cash stood up by Iron Mountain Men's Health. 5 chances to win each weekday, 8 and 10. And then 12 noon, 3 and 5 p.m. The keyword is game. Is player. Player. Ooh-ah.
Middays with Marks. The voices you trust. John Marks, Sean Brace, and Ray Dunn. All Philadelphia, all day. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, we're rolling. We're live. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm your host, Sean Marks. Good morning to everybody listening on the radio, listening on the Fanatic app, watching on YouTube. Subscribe and like the 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube, as we are going to say good morning to Brandon Dutz, who's in for a Ricky and Ray Dunn this morning. Dutsy.
Good morning, Johnny. How are we today?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Good morning, Sean Brace.
Oh, welcome. Great to be here. Thank you. Hello.
So we were, yesterday, Howie spoke during the show, right? And a lot of times during the show, when you hear something, you hear it, but it doesn't become a focus, right? So I heard what he said yesterday, and it was like, wow, did he really just blame the media? But you're doing your show, and you have interviews coming up, whatever. So it's like, it's not the focus of what you're talking about necessarily. Sometimes they say something and it hits you right away. Other times, that's not the case. But Howie Roseman, can we play it right now and then we'll react? Howie Roseman yesterday is talking about the whole Jalen Hurts stuff that's going on in the media and whatever. Here we go.
I have seen those reports. Bob and our PR staff do a great job of showing us what we need to see. I would say that we have some faults. One of them is not being direct and honest with our players and the conversations with our players. So for us, if we have any issue with any of our players, we talk to them directly. So, from my perspective, from Nick's perspective, from Jeffrey's perspective, we're not hiding behind anything. We will talk to our players directly. And I think that it's unfair. It's unfair to have these articles written, but I understand it's also what sells at this point. So, I think it's unfortunate.
Yeah. So more or less he's blaming it's what sells. So in other words, translation, we talk to our players. We address it with them. We don't hide behind anything. And this is a media creation. We don't do this. Now, the Tim McManus and the Jeremy Fowler piece that detailed what was going on inside the Eagles organization, and it wasn't any salacious or really breaking news. For the most part, we knew most of this stuff. Jeff McClain and others have come out and said that the Eagles, this is their way of messaging Jalen Hurts, because Jalen isn't necessarily listening, and by telling the media and getting this out there, this is the way for him to listen. Sean, do I believe that's the case? Probably. Is it possible that that's not what happened? Yeah, I guess so, sure. It's a report. But here's what I do know, that Tim McManus isn't making stuff up, and Tim McManus isn't going and just talking to whoever and then publishing it. Tim McManus, was it 12 sources in the article? Tim McManus spoke with players. He spoke with either current coaches or former coaches, people within the walls of what was formerly known as the NovaCare, is it the Jefferson Health Complex, or what do they call it now? Whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. So for Howie Roseman to hide behind the media is just making this up, and this isn't something we do, we're direct with our players, is embarrassing and it's obnoxious to actually do. Like, give me a break. If you want to pretend that this isn't something that's going on internally, if you want to act like that, hey, this didn't come from us, fine. But, you're really going to say that this is I get it, it's what sells, and this is a media creation? No, Howie. Clearly. I mean, and by the way, I don't think they're necessarily wrong for the way they think about Jalen Hurts. That's a different discussion. But let's not act like that you've been fully behind Jalen Hurts and this is just some media creation.
Yeah, that you just nailed it. That's a different discussion. What took place yesterday, It wasn't support for Jalen Hurts, by no means, in my mind. That was sidestepping. That's what that was. Here's the question about Jalen Hurts. Here's the articles. And you know what? Let's not address what exactly was written in those articles and whether or not it's true or false. Instead, let's go ahead and take a shot, and that's what normally people do. We see it a ton over the past few years, like when you are a little bit caught off guard or maybe there's an ounce of truth in it, you take a shot at the media. The big, bad media. Oh, yeah, you guys create all these stories.
Fake news.
It's our market. Fake news. Again, let's focus on what we have, and it was Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni. Oh, by the way, Nick looks real rough for the offseason. I thought this is when you get rejuvenated, the bags go away, you're not sleeping on the couch, you're not ordering pizza 6 out of 7 days a week. I'm just worried about Coach. I'm worried about Coach. I'm hoping he's doing okay. That's all.
So did he just not want to be there because of the obvious questions that were coming?
I don't know, but he looked rough.
At least he was up there with Howie.
He looked rough. But back to Howie, it really rubbed me the wrong way, going home and having an opportunity to listen to that. Now, we know this. I am a Jalen guy. But that was the moment that you go ahead and stand up for your man. If you believe in Jalen Hurts, and oh, by the way, you don't have to go back and revisit the fact of what we bring up every single time. Super Bowl champion, been to two Super Bowls, outplayed Mahomes in the one. This guy has been an MVP candidate for multiple seasons, has took him to the post, yada, yada, yada. You don't have to qualify it. But I needed a little something more from Howie Roseman on, that's Jalen Hurts. That's our elite quarterback. That's our guy. Stand up for your man, and Howie Roseman did anything but that. I had a huge issue with how he handled that yesterday.
Yeah, because here's what you say. Whatever's being reported in the media couldn't be further from the truth. Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's been to the playoffs in all 5 seasons. Last year we won 11 games, won the second straight NFC East, and I get it. Everybody wants to win every season. But what's being reported right now in the media is not true, and we are firmly behind Jalen Hurts. You can deny what's being reported without it being obnoxious, but to go the route of, and I get it, it sells. Oh, be quiet. Give me a break. And you know why, Sean? You know why he didn't come out and do that yesterday? Because he doesn't believe it.
He doesn't believe.
He doesn't have Jalen. He ultimately doesn't think that Jalen Hurts is the great quarterback that he would. Like in that moment where he could have said, Super Bowl MVP, been to 2 Super Bowls, 5 straight playoffs, 2 division titles. It's very easy to say he didn't. He more or less just wagged his finger and said, "Oh, it's the media." It's not. He didn't. He could have avoided all that by just saying it's not true. We think Jalen Hurts is the greatest.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what about the contract? I don't talk about contracts. Jalen Hurts is under contract. Everything will take care of itself. We expect Jalen's going to be here for a really long time. And then things change. Things change. They don't believe that. The reason why they don't believe it is they're like a lot of people out there, which, by the way, I think is fair. This is a big year for Jalen.
Sure.
This is a pivotal year for Jalen. I don't think this is a make-or-break year for Jalen, but it's not a make-or-break year, but this is a pivotal year for him. And they don't have his back. They don't.
And clearly they don't, or else there would have been a lot more said yesterday.
A.J. Brown went on. How many straight weeks was he on a different social media platform or on with a streamer? And while he wasn't necessarily talking about Jalen Hurts, just using the name, everybody knew what he was talking about. Now he's demanded to be traded. The owner came to practice and hugged him and said, "You don't have to apologize."
Yeah.
What do you like? They haven't had Jalen's back.
Well, this was an opportunity to do so. Putting all that to the side. Putting what took place last year, everything to the side. This is an opportunity for you to start somewhat fresh. It's a new year. Yeah. It's a new calendar year. Howie Roseman, look, he protected the franchise yesterday, right? Like, to me, that opened my eyes to a number of things. I'm not going to get too crazy and say that they're going to draft a quarterback this year, although that is a discussion we've had. It wouldn't blow me away if they did draft somebody later in the late rounds. But I digress. Putting all that to the side, like, it clearly spoke volumes to me, and I'm sure it's going to say something to Jalen. This was a spot for you, Howie Roseman, to say, look, Jalen, we understand how things are going to be said about him. He's the quarterback in this city for the Philadelphia Eagles. There's going to be a lot of things written, and we can't address every one of them. But let me go ahead and tell you how great of a quarterback, how great of a leader he is, what he's done. And he deserves that. That's the bottom line. Stand by your man. We talk about this all the time. Foxhole. Who's a foxhole guy? Ray Dunn's a foxhole. Is Brandon Dutz a foxhole guy?
Foxhole guy.
All right, I thought so. My intuition, my spidey sense says Dutz is a foxhole guy. Clearly, you're a foxhole guy. You brought me back.
Ricky Bo?
Ricky Bo is a foxhole guy.
Colarulo?
You know what?
See, you paused.
Because I had to think. I can't just throw it out there. I got to give my honest assessment.
How about that?
Bill's a foxhole guy.
But you gave with Ricky, you didn't hesitate. With Bill, you're treating Colarulo like the Eagles are treating Jalen Hurts.
Oh, that's not fair.
But to your point, 610-632-0975. That's the phone line. That's the text line. And that's how you send a voice memo to the Davis Honda text line. 610-632-0975. To your point, Howie could have went in on the negativity that is being portrayed at Jalen. Even if he said, listen, we're not extending him to a bigger contract right now. But, I mean, wouldn't everybody agree that the attention Jalen Hurts receives nationally is ridiculous?
Yes.
So go in on that.
National media this morning were saying exactly that, John.
And you could even say, I know the NFL is as popular as it is for a reason, but I just think like it's a little bit too much right now. Jalen Hurts has accomplished a lot in the NFL, and the criticism and the noise that I hear surrounding Jalen Hurts nationally is a lot. We think Jalen's a great quarterback, and we're trying to win a Super Bowl with him this year. But you know what he did? He said that it's a media narrative, and we're making it up, and they're direct with players. Oh, please, Howie. 610-632-0975. Your reaction. And we talked about the national media. Mel Kiper had a take on Jalen Hurts and how he's treated. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Looking to clinch a playoff spot. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the 76ers will play the Atlanta Magic tonight as they look to officially punch their ticket to the postseason. Should they win tonight, they'll play the Celtics in the first round, but a loss means they'll have to play the Hornets in a win-or-go-home game on Friday. Tip-off is set for 7:30. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic with pregame coverage starting at 6 o'clock. The Flyers finished off the regular season strong, beating the Canadiens 4-2, with Matvei Michkov putting up 3 points. Head coach Rick Tocchet joined the show yesterday to discuss what's helped him down the stretch.
You know what I think's really helped him is getting the Porter Martone's bumper up here. You got Barkey. A lot of these young guys, they're a pack, right? They hang together, and I think Mitch has kind of gotten that group.
The Phillies fell 10-4 to the Cubs, but will go for the series win tonight with Jesus Luzardo taking the mound against Shota Imanaga. First pitch set for 6:40, and you can watch the game on NBC Sports Philadelphia. This update is sponsored by AAA Tire Auto Service. Save $15 off your next oil change, plus earn $7 towards your next service with Duramax dollars at AAA Tire and Auto Service. Offer ends April 13th. Visit AAA.com/TireMyCar for details. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
All right, we're back and rolling on a Wednesday morning. Middays with Marks, John Marks, Sean Brace, Dutsy, Negative Nate's in the back. Who's doing YouTube today?
Austin,
the champion for knockout. Thank you. I couldn't come up with the dang name of the game.
From the host. He didn't win the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like it's a separate, because what we need to do next year, I've already decided, and we'll get back to the Eagles.
Side trophy.
Well, no, we have the host do it first. And then the winner of the host.
That could get ugly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's better than being, because, like, I would have liked to have gone head-to-head with one of the other hosts, but, like I had a little kid in front of me, right? So it's like you can't, and I ended up eliminating him, and I got booed and whatever else. But, so, like, the host should go head-to-head.
I like that.
And then maybe the top 4 from the host get into the regular contest.
I'll even push back a little more. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Write this one down. How about we just do all media knockout in Philadelphia? I love the listeners. Listeners to decide for one time.
For this year.
We bring all the media people who want to participate. You think you got it? Okay. Step it out on the floor. Let's have a media knockout.
Well, the media should be. That's why, like, we enlisted BL. So
You're right.
Here's what we
BLG,
do. We keep getting all the media and the celebrities in with us and let them keep giving it away randomly on the text line.
I like that.
Yeah, we'll keep winning.
That's it.
It's be a thing with us. All right, so it's kind of weird for me to say this because I do find the Jalen defender a little bit irritating at times, which I can appreciate because I'm sure people find me irritating.
Well, I work with you 5 days a week, so I'm eventually going to rub off on you.
But when it's all said and done and you're being objective about it, the guy's record's his record. He may not get flash points, or it may look ugly sometimes, and I know he's not the greatest passer and blah, 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 blah. Whatever he's doing, he knows how to win games, man. And it'd be one thing if we had, all right, made the playoffs, didn't win a playoff game. And then the following year, now they're 9-8 and they missed the playoffs, so they made the playoffs. No, they won a Super Bowl and they got back to the playoffs after winning a division title. They went to a Super Bowl. They had a terrible 2023. They won the Super Bowl, and then you're not going to win Super Bowls every year, Sean. Mm-hmm. You're just not going to. So I'm not telling you I'm happy with the way last season ended. You're not going to win every year. So I'm just like, I don't know what else this guy can do other than pass the ball better and lose games. Because it seems like a lot of people would rather him be a better passer and lose games.
Yeah, they want it to look pretty at times, right? And not have to depend on the push or picking up the tough yardage with his legs, I guess, to a point. John, I would just ask you this. Like, Sean Payton defended Bo Nix more than what Howie Roseman did yesterday. Josh Allen could do no wrong with anybody up there in Buffalo, whether it's the head coach, and McDermott got fired, and he would still defend him right now if you asked him.
For sure.
And we could even go, okay, those are the good quarterbacks. I heard Geno Smith get stood up for last year more than what Jalen Hurts got yesterday.
Howie's a great GM, a Hall of Fame GM. He's not a foxhole guy.
He's not.
He's a weasel. It's weasel behavior to be put, like, this isn't just in this instance, and I don't know if Howie Roseman put out any information. I don't know if Jeff McClain or other people out there are correct and that the Eagles are putting this out there to try to motivate Jalen Hurts. Here's what I do know. There's been a lot of leaks coming out of the Eagles for a long, long time. And guess what the constant has been with the Eagles for that long period of time?
Say it.
Howie Roseman's been the GM. So do I think that, and I don't think Howie's alone. Guys use the media, organizations use the media, and not just in football, in a lot of different sports. But coming out and being like, oh, this is a media creation. If what you're trying to do is show strength towards Jalen Hurts, then come out and actually have strength towards Jalen Hurts.
Confidence.
And defend him.
Yep.
None.
Say it with your chest. And he went in to say, I would say that we have some faults. One of them is being direct and honest with our players. What? Like, no.
What does that mean? That he's not direct and honest?
No, I took it as like we talked.
We have faults, but this isn't one of them.
Yes, correct. That's the way I look at it. Again, Justin Herbert could do no wrong. Trevor Lawrence, they fight. They will literally fight you over Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, the way that they think of him down there. None of these guys have had the success that Jalen Hurts has.
So let me halfway defend Howie now for a second.
You can't go back and forth.
But I can. All indications are that Jalen can be a difficult guy to deal with sometimes. There was a story that came out during the season. Again, a story that came out during the season that they've tried with Jalen. He's not listening. In practice, he does everything they're asking him, and then the game happens and he doesn't do it. And that story came out. So let's not add. The only thing that bothers me is that he's coming out and he's blaming the media for everything that's being put out there. How about just come out and say, damn it, there is way too much being talked about with Jalen Hurts. He is a Super Bowl champion. He's a Super Bowl MVP. And we're going to, and we think we have a great chance to win another Super Bowl this year. Instead of more or less taking away from what the actual subject is, which is the details of what's being leaked, and being like, No, no confidence in Jalen Hurts.
Man, like he operates in a different manner because of the success that he's had. He's got a little bit of an ego, and we make it out to be, and not so much you with what you just said, but I just think it gets overblown, man. He's got a certain style of leadership. He's an introvert. I try not to get into that world because that's a little deep for me, but he is an introvert, right?
He rubs some people the wrong way.
But when you develop an ego because you're successful, that's going to happen. Sorry. You got to give and take here, and you need to take that.
You think Jalen's the only quarterback in the NFL that... You think
Jalen's the only guy down there with that type of ego or attitude? Probably not. I get so frustrated, and here was an opportunity for Howie Roseman. Just shine the light on him yesterday. You got the microphone in front of you. You know what's been written because of your PR team is the best in the business. They didn't want to do that.
They didn't want to do that.
Clearly, he did not. Now, you have to ask yourself why. Why? Because A, he's the one putting it out there, and they need to see some change. B, he's protecting the franchise because there could potentially be some moves being made. C, Jalen Hurts is playing his last year with the Eagles. I don't know.
He's not fully committed.
That's what it sounds like to me,
John. The Eagles aren't fully committed. He's under contract, but do they think that Jalen's going to be here for the next? With all the discussion we're having and all the talk right now, with all of this, the far most likely scenario is that Jalen Hurts is back in 2027 and in the future. But Howie certainly they've done everything. They've literally done everything they can to not show confidence in Jalen Hurts. And it hasn't been coming out and saying we don't have confidence in Jalen Hurts, but the stories that come out, right? They don't have to give him a new contract right now. That's not saying it's something that they could do, but they could message behind the scenes. All right, so let's go to Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper this morning on Get Up, the discussion of Jalen Hurts came up. Here's what Kiper has to say about Hurts.
I think he's the Rodney Dangerfield of NFL quarterbacks. He gets no respect, and that's Jalen Hurts for what he's done in the postseason, guys. Those touchdowns with 21-3 interceptions, throwing a fumble, that's 21-4, 73% completion percentage in the Super Bowls. They need offensive linemen. Stoutland's gone. It's a different blocking scheme up front. Another tight end, wide receiver. Help Jalen Hurts. He's 27 years of age. He's accomplished more up until now than all these other quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson has struggled mightily in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts has not. So, again, there you go. Give the man the respect he deserves. Help him out this year. O-line, tight end, wide receiver. Get some support around him. Jalen Hurts is a heck of a quarterback.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield gets more respect.
He does.
More praise. Propped up by whatever team he's on there, and I get it. He's been through a lot, but just specifically with this Tampa Bay. McVay out in L.A. I need somebody to have this man's back.
Justin Herbert. What's Justin Herbert done? Oh, people love Justin Herbert. Never a negative thing said about him. Oh, the offensive line was terrible. What do you want him to do? I don't know, maybe win a playoff game. Justin Herbert's been in the league for how many years now? What are we talking about? And so when if you try to keep it simple, and it's not the way most people want their quarterback to win, but he wins. I was told in Philly that all we cared about was winning. It's not about style points. And once we win, oh, man, but yet this guy wins. And you don't even have to be like with me. I'm not in love with Jalen Hurts. He drives me nuts with it. But you know what? Wins. And you can't deny that he wins. So he's not my bio like you, but
yeah,
I'm a defender. You have to be.
I'm telling you right now, John, if you wanted to take this and say, this is not – yesterday you come away saying, I don't have a good feeling about the future of Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. I would not argue. Now, is that a little bit of a stretch? Is that a little over the top based off of what he did and didn't say? I could get down with that, sure. But I'm sorry. If you came out today and told me, man, I don't have a good vibe about 27 and Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts, I'm not here to argue. All
right, so we have the text line, the voice memos on the text line, and the phone number 610-632-0975. That's for all three, Sean. You don't need separate numbers. There's no pound 975 or a jersey number. We had a jersey number at one point.
Call me now.
No, it's none of that.
Yep.
It's 610-632-0975. So get the texts in to the Davis Honda text line. Get the voice memos in. Let's take some phone calls. We have Jordan is calling from New Jersey this morning. Jordan, go ahead. Good morning.
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
Jordan.
I love the show. Something that's bothering me is just like, you know how somebody could be in a happy relationship in their house, but the friends don't like that one person, family doesn't like it, so you keep stirring the pot. And that's what I see, like ESPN and like people just are constantly aggravated with the Eagles in general. The tush push is a problem one year. Now it's not a problem. Dianna Russini has her issues with AJ because of her side piece. Now you have this whole situation. But if you put Hurts' resume with anybody else, it's just like any other place is happy with that. So I don't understand like why it keeps getting fed and pushed so much on TV and stuff like that. But like I like your pushback you gave Schefter. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Like have something new. Don't just come on here and just say
Same
thing. So I'm just confused, bro, because anybody else, any other situation, we dealt with McNabb, we dealt with some tough years, and now you got a guy who went to 2 bowls, outplayed probably the second greatest quarterback of all time.
Damn right, Jordan.
Talking about it.
Damn right. Great. I love your take.
Too.
Yep, I love your take. And this city, this franchise, these fans have been through a ton, and now you get this guy who steps up and delivers. I mean, dude, did we get so sick? Did we get so sick of Victory Mondays? Like, how many victory? I forgive me because I should remember. I did the countdown. It was like, oh, here's 12, here's 13. It just was old hat.
Yeah, no.
Every Monday it was a Victory Monday. It got boring for you.
What was this record at one point?
Unbelievable.
So I think it's a combination of things because Jordan's right. It is confusing. Why is it? Because it's just not nationally. It's locally. So is the local angle? Is that what drives the national angle? I don't believe that because the national people have been doing this maybe even longer than we have. Chris Sims has had it out for Jalen Hurts for years.
That's true. It was addressed this morning. I heard it from Kimberly Martin on Get Up. I don't know if you were listening at the same time and she said specifically it's the market. Part of it is the market.
Part of it's the market.
Yes.
So let's think about it. Jordan very, very wisely brought up Donovan McNabb and Carson Wentz. There was a lot of noise with Donovan McNabb. There was a lot of noise with Carson Wentz. There was a lot of noise with Randall Cunningham. There was a lot of noise with Ron Jaworski. Now, that was 40-some years ago with Jaworski and Randall after that. But the point is, the market that we're in, the city of Philadelphia, with all sports, but in particular the Eagles, man, I don't know what quarterback would come in and everybody would be like, all right, we all love him. Mm-hmm. Almost like Bryce Harper for the first however many years of his career. And now we're thinking about turning that. But like, Jalen wins, but he doesn't win enough. And I'll tell you that a lot of it is, and it's the sports culture, but it's also the toxic nature of our city when it comes to sports. And a lot of it's driven by the flagship station of the Eagles.
Say it.
Because when you win games and you're winning Super Bowls, but yet you've decided that the narrative, and what's crazy to me is that the Eagles actually take it. They're literally slapping the Eagles across the face and saying, well, you just won a Super Bowl and you're still winning games, but we're going to have a discussion about benching the quarterback that was the Super Bowl MVP. And every week we're going to double down on that more and double down on that more. Now, you may not think it affects the way that you think, but when you don't know any other way to be a fan, of course it does. So, like, that's a big part of it. Mm-hmm. There's never a second, there's never a breath where we're not obsessing over this freaking team, especially during the season. And it plays into it.
Oh, yeah. You're right about that. You are right about that.
But then how does that get national? Because Jeff McClain, there's never an expose on the Bills after every season. It seems like the Eagles, if they don't win a Super Bowl, here comes the expose on what went wrong.
Yeah, well, and then when you have a general manager that doesn't back it up and shut it down, stand up for your man, that's when the issue happens. All right, we going to go over here?
Avalon Bryan?
So do you know Avalon Bryan?
I do, AB.
You know AB.
So AB's a loyal Fanatic caller.
Okay.
I believe he came over with Anthony from WIP, but he never called me at the other station.
Correct. All right, so let's just pause for a second. So Avalon and Bryan and I have a little back and forth here. Not exactly seeing eye to eye. Let's just call that. Okay. So it pops up on the timeline here, on the call screener. Howie is a weasel. Apologize to Brace and Flyers. All right. So let me set the stage here. Avalon Bryan, when we were together, was one of the more vocal, opinionated yum-yums on my timeline that was so disrespectful. He said a lot of bad things via my timeline.
This is when we worked together before.
Back in the day. Now, I didn't really pay too much attention to it because we got a lot of that.
Right.
But the reason why he stood out was because he was the one that would galvanize a lot of people, and they would be all teaming up on me. And apparently, oh, by the way, his boat profile picture stood out to me the most. So that's why I remembered.
Well, his name's not Bill. It's Avalon Bryan.
Avalon Bryan. You're going to love this story. So then I come up a couple years ago, and I come to find out that now Avalon Bryan's a media star with the podcast. So now he's got his own podcast that he's doing, right? He's out there about...
Really?
Yeah, he's a big podcaster. And I said, oh, isn't that funny? So I, didn't do anything, kept it moving. I got a life of my own, whatever. Now, fast forward to present day about last year. A coach at my gym says to me, oh, you're in media. Oh, my brother-in-law does a podcast. He's in a big media world. His name is Avalon Bryan. Do you know him? I'm telling you right now, out of all the losers that have been on my timeline that have said nasty stuff to me over the years, this dude stood out to me the most.
Really?
And I said exactly to the coach at the time, and he goes, well, my wife's his sister. And I felt bad, but I was like, Avalon Bryan's your brother? He's a loser at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah. So anyways, long story short, let me catch you up now. Avalon Bryan DMs me and says, what's up, Scranton Tupac? I heard you got something to say to me. And I was like, yo, dude, because we cross paths. Anytime you ever want to say hello to me, you could stop and say hi to me whenever you want. Now, here we are today. I see him calling in. With that being said, you know me. I'm not a guy that wants to fight. I'm not a guy that wants to argue. I don't want to be that guy. This dude is a weasel, though. Straight up weasel. He said a lot of bad things on me on the timeline. So if he wants to apologize, I'm willing to extend the olive branch and go down that path. And if I misspoke on anything, Avalon Bryan, you can correct the record.
Dots, I was not expecting that introduction to Avalon Bryan.
I don't think you could beat that.
Wow.
I thought we were going to hit the break before we actually got him on.
Again, if I misspoke on anything, AB, please fill in the blanks.
Avalon Bryan, hello. Good morning.
Wow, you're a bigger fan of me than I thought. Holy crap.
Well, when you said the things that you've said to me, yeah, you got my attention. Good job.
Oh.
Well, I think I called you the Scranton DMX because of the deep when you enunciate, but it wasn't Tupac. But let's get it straight. And I think a lot of it, listen, years ago, I'll give you a little background. You guys actually were the first show I listened on the Fanatic when Anthony left 94. When he left 94, I jumped over to you guys. So I got
No, that's when Sean got let go when Anthony came up.
Yeah, I was.
So you were listening.
Okay, then I listened to you guys in the weekends then. That's what it was. You guys had that Saturday show.
Yes.
So I did listen to you guys on the weekends, and I was frequent. And Sean, I think some of the things you were saying may be fair. Maybe I took some unfair shots. I've always
maybe
wanted
no maybe, Brian. Stand up for your tweets.
Listen. I don't tweet anymore, or rarely.
I saw that. That's a good job.
Well, yeah. You know what? Sometimes we grow up, and sometimes when we're younger, we make mistakes. And I shouldn't have come at you like a year ago after hearing all that. So for that, I'd like to apologize. And for the sins of my youth, I'd like a fresh start because I'm enjoying your show. So I don't know if you're down with that.
I am down with that, Brian, because that's not who I am either. I am down with that, and it's all good. Again, I might be a little sensitive because I was in those days, and like I said, you stood out. Yeah, you stood out to me a lot in the timeline because you would get everybody tagging up on me, and I'm like, what is this dude's issue? And I like Avalon, and that damn boat picture.
I like Avalon, too.
That boat picture always got my attention. So, yes, I did pay attention to you, AB, and then I saw you doing a podcast. Are you still doing a podcast?
Well, my buddies are still doing Santa Boot First. I'm not on there as frequently, just work, life, kids, coaching, things like that.
Yes.
So I don't get on there much at all. We had a little dust up with the Philly sports guy on there as well, who's another story. But
all right.
Well, AB, moving forward, I appreciate you calling in. That's one. I mean that sincerely. You know I love Steph. Steph's my guy over there. And I apologize to your sister. Please tell her that, like, that was a little aggressive at 7 a.m. going, Avalon Bryan. Like, yeah, I scared the hell out of her.
Sean's as red right now as any professional wrestler that's fresh out of a tanning booth. You actually look like it.
I was heated.
Well, bygones be bygones. Next time you guys do a remote, I'll stop by and buy you both a beer.
How about that?
All right.
How
So
about
Avalon, listen.
that? Yeah.
You can call about the Flyers tomorrow. All right, because we're up against it.
Sorry.
Wow. No, that was awesome.
Well,
Clip that and put it on YouTube.
that's how it works, right? And this was a different time when I was definitely a hell of a lot more. So now, like, social media is such a wasteland that, like, you can't get caught up. Like, it's negative.
Back then, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't look at my mentions then. That's how long I haven't been looking at Twitter mentions, because when we worked together before, people were mean. And not that people aren't still mean.
Oh, people are out of
But I just hated, because I felt like we did a positive show, even if you disagreed with us. Like, okay, like, if you don't like it, then just don't listen to us. Now you just know you're going to get the hate. But then it's like, well, just don't listen to us. Leave us alone. And I was like, you know what? This sucks, because I know we have a good show. It may not be for you, but just don't listen. But that's not the way it works.
Yeah.
And we know that back then, we're talking about 12 years ago?
Yeah.
Over 10 years ago at this point?
And social media was different because I felt like you had a little bit more of, like, hey, less bots, all that, right? And you could have a conversation with people. But, all right, I'm glad AB called, though. I mean that sincerely.
Well, we resolved it.
Yes.
He's a good caller.
Because his brother-in-law is a good dude.
Okay. I can't believe you attacked his sister at 7 o'clock.
I mean, when he says, that's my brother, it was unbelievable.
No, you've been waiting, Dutch. He's been waiting for the moment to meet Avalon Bryan and punch him in the face for years.
That introduction, I heard it in the intro. That minute and a half introduction.
If he came up to me, as I asked him to do, because we do run around the same parts, that's what would have happened. Dude, I don't want to fight.
And then it's over. No, you want to drink a beer and talk about sports. That's Sean Brace.
Thank you. I'm not a tough guy.
No.
I just want to live a life.
Yeah, you just want to have fun.
I only go to the gym because I want to live past 70. That's the only reason why.
Well, and you want to look good shirtless on the show when we make you take your shirt off.
That's never going to happen.
All right, coming up, more Eagle stuff here. We have some voice memos, etc. Also, the Phillies lose one last night, and they do it in very Philly fashion. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. We're back middays with Marks, John Marks, Sean Brace, Brandon Dutz, Negative Nate, Austin. We're all here. Ray Dunn, of course, all week, co-hosting with Ricky.
Doing a great job, too. Hate to shine the light on the boy.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I put it on TV when I got home yesterday, and it's like the face is still too red.
Well, you can't do anything about that.
No, I know, but like some people may think that he's a drunk, which he is. But that's not why his face is red. His face is red because he was in the sun too long.
The irony of Brace saying shining on TV. I mean, he literally is shining on TV with that orange sweatshirt and then the red face. He literally is shining.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was. So Ray's coming up at 2 o'clock. Nice. The Davis Honda text line, feel the Davis difference at Davis Honda in Burlington. Got a lot of activity going on there right now. So when you get into the text line or you send us a voice memo, and by the way, it's 610-632-0975, just leave your name, location, occupation, so we can identify you. Sean, you had a tweet about Howie Roseman, you were saying?
That is correct. And Timothy Applewood checking in, Captain Bum 4133, Super Bowl score. He said, hey, I think you guys are taking Howie's comments the wrong way. I don't think what he said had anything to do with Tim and Jeremy. We already knew most of what they reported. I think Howie took a shot at McClain, who said the team put that out there to send a message.
Yes, I agree. But he says it's a creation from the media. Okay, so but did you put it out or not? Did you not put it out? Okay, so then so is Tim a liar? Is Jeremy Fowler a liar? So that's the problem. If you want to say, all right, I'm not saying anything about Tim or Jeremy Fowler's piece, I'm saying that Jeff McClain's a liar, we don't intentionally do that. So you're saying that didn't happen? So you're calling Tim McManus a liar, essentially, if that's the case. Because Tim reported these were people within the organization, players. I'm assuming former coaches. It seemed like
how many people too?
Regular coaches, people in the front office. I believe 12. Was it? Yeah. So that's not what he's doing. He's playing games, and I'm sure that he is mad at McClain for putting that out there because it makes him look bad. But it doesn't mean that's not happening.
And also, if he's giving McClain stuff, he could say that too as well. And it's a little back channel wink that nobody sees, right? Like we play this game. Also, real quick, those 12 people, stand by your man. You're not foxhole guys.
I disagree.
You're not foxhole guys. If you're putting that out there, you're not foxhole guys.
But
I need foxhole guys. He is a franchise quarterback that brought you to the promised land. You have jewelry because of this man.
But that's not like if it's as black and white as you're saying, it would be, all right, hey, this person called Tim and said, hey, this is about Jalen, and then hung up. That's not what happens. It's a source. As we learned with Dianna Russini, when you have sources, you've developed relationships. Oh, yeah. And these people feel comfortable telling you the basis on what's going on. It's one thing to call a reporter and be like, hey, Joel Embiid didn't show up till the game till 6 o'clock. Click. It's another thing to where you're doing this story about what happened last year, and people are saying you're filling in the blanks. So people will say, yeah, Jalen can be difficult to deal with sometimes. He can like after losses or after they won the Super Bowl, he came in and he was a lot different. And like even though you maybe shouldn't be saying it, you have a relationship with the reporter to where you're comfortable saying it. Maybe you don't realize that now it's going to get written up, and some of that information that you're saying is going to come out in the story. So I don't necessarily think it's vindictive from the sources. Now, if you're a coach that's saying it or a former coach that's saying it, you more or less passing blame directly on him. That's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's a good take. It's interesting that you put it like that, and I would agree with you. I would also just like to say this. If there's somebody, speaking of Rossini, if there's somebody that needs to interlock, it's Howie and Jalen. Again, we talk about Howie in the manner of potentially being the most important person in Philadelphia sports since the Sixers won, or since the Phillies and Sixers in the early 80s. Howie has earned his reputation. It's been incredible what he's been able to put together. But the reason why you have a ring this last time is because Jalen Hurts, partly because of Jalen Hurts. Interlocked with him. Interlocked fingers with Jalen.
But do they really believe that? Or do they believe? You think Howie Roseman thinks that, oh, my God, thank God we got Jalen Hurts because he won the Super Bowl? Or does he think, I'm the freaking Hall of Fame GM. I put this together and I'll do it again. I drafted Jalen Hurts 53rd overall when we already had Carson Wentz. I signed Nick Foles as a backup quarterback. I drafted Carson Wentz. I know how I'd feel about it. But ultimately, it's somewhere in the middle. Jalen Hurts is a big reason why. Like, we can be Jalen defenders. That's more towards the national media, right? Howie, I just don't think tactically it's smart to play things the way that you're playing it. And honestly, I didn't like that he kind of wagged his finger at the media and was like, oh, well, this is a media creation. No, it's not. This is what you guys are doing. The national take on Jalen Hurts is ridiculous. There's no other. What other comp in sports? What other player that actually has success, and you can directly point to him as a reason for the team having success that gets this much criticism?
You're right.
I don't know, man. I mean, LeBron's polarizing. No one will tell you LeBron's not an all-time great.
Yeah.
Once he started winning championships, the entire conversation shifted with LeBron. Before that, he wasn't winning championships. Everybody was going to be on his back till he wins championships. He's going to win a Super Bowl.
If you were to get honesty from a lot of people out there, do you think that they would believe that Jalen is going to take a step up, or do you think he's going to take a step back? And that's inside that locker room. That's inside the organization. That's fans here. Not nationally. I don't care what national people, to a point. But this question to you right now.
Keeping it real?
Yeah.
I think he gets better because he's answered every challenge that he's ever been presented. He just has.
Yep.
So why would I now bet against Jalen Hurts? I'm not going to.
Somewhat because the book has been written to a point, right? Like we know who Jalen is now. We know his strengths. We know his weaknesses.
Does he have that much more that he can get better with? I do think so.
I agree.
As a passer, I do think so. As running an offense that's not the Jalen Hurts offense that they've been running. Guess what, Sean? The tush push isn't going to drive this offense, and him running the ball is not going to drive this offense. And you can't rely on Saquon Barkley running for 2,000 yards or 1,800 yards. At this point, it's going to be the quarterback. It's got to be more of the quarterback. And I think that's fair criticism that he has to do more. He does.
Comes with the territory. That position.
610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. So we'll touch them all next segment. We're supposed to do Phillies there, but the Sixers, their playing game is tonight.
How about that?
The Flyers win last night. They're getting ready for the postseason. And the Phillies, I hate baseball. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Sights set on the playoffs. I'm Brandon Dutz, and this update is brought to you by Morganstern Medical. This month at Morganstern Hair Restoration, they're including a free Alma-Ted treatment with your procedure. That's $1,000 value free. Call 610-831-HAIR or visit morgansternhair.com. The 76ers return to action tonight against the Orlando Magic as they look to clinch a playoff spot. Should they win tonight, they'll play the Celtics in the first round, but a loss means they'll play the Hornets in a win-or-go-home game Friday night. Tip-off is set for 7:30, and you can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic with pregame coverage starting at 6 o'clock. Flyers finished the regular season with a 4-2 win over the Canadians and will turn their attention to the Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round of the playoffs. Phillies fell 10-4 to the Chicago Cubs, but can still take the series with a win later today. First pitch is set for 6:40 with Jesus Luzardo taking the mound against Shota Imanaga. This update is also brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has led inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at crohnscolitisfoundation.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
All right, middays, Marks, 97.5, the Fanatic. So, Sean, there's a lot to talk about today, and we're going to try to hit it all, right? Let's do it. Because the Phillies did lose last night, and they did it. Aaron Nola, not great, but honestly, Aaron Nola, I'll take that start every time. He was lucky to only give up 3 earned runs in 5 innings, but he gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings. That's the bottom line, and you should be able to win those games.
Agreed.
And they didn't, in part because the bullpen gave up some runs, but also in part because given the opportunity, down a couple of runs. All right, so here's the scenario.
Okay.
Bottom 8, it's 7-3 Cubs. Sosa leads off with a double. So he got a 3-run homer earlier in the game. In the second inning, third inning, when did he get the home run?
Sosa hit that in the third, I want to say.
So that's the only 3 runs you have is from a 3-run homer by
bottom
Sosa.
second.
Okay.
Yep.
So he leads off with a double. Crawford flies out, so there's 1 out. Turner gets a single. Sosa scores 7-4, 1 out. Turner's on first. Schwarber singles. Runners on first and second. With 1 out, Harper strikes out. You're down 3 runs. That's a big spot. Things are going to happen. You're not going to get it every time. Harper strikes out. 2 outs in the inning, but there's a wild pitch. Runners on second and third. All right. Adolis Garcia actually works a good bat. Runners on second and third. He realized that. He actually went down in the count 1-2, but then they weren't throwing him strikes. He didn't chase, so he works a walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Lefty reliever for the Cubs. Brandon Marsh comes up, who's been hot. Sean, in that situation, what do? Do you stick with Marsh, left on left, and we know that Marsh has not been good against the lefties, or do you go to the pinch hitter, who would be Alec Boehm?
I get it. And gut feeling, saying it at the time, Brandon Marsh is hot.
I agree with you.
Right? Why not?
Here's my question. Has he, because I don't know how many times I've said Brandon Marsh has earned at bats against lefties, and then he doesn't do anything with them.
Very
I've
true.
been saying it for 3 years.
Very true. And maybe you're looking at this opportunity to get Boehm in there.
And you get him going.
Yep.
But instead, Boehm comes up, strike, foul ball, strike 3.
And it was a ball on pitch 1. And it was a bad, what are you going to do? But you're right.
He was looking to drive something on the first pitch.
They pounded him inside.
Yep.
Got him. Yeah, yeah, not good. Can I give you something that is good, though, and I walk away from those 2 games?
No. Yeah, no good.
JT hitting the ball.
Yeah.
He had 2 hits last night, 3 the other night. Okay. We talked about the bottom of the order. Somebody else other than Crawford needs to do something. Could potentially be JT that guy. I hope. He's paid to do it.
Right. But so we both agree, in hindsight, it's easy to say stick with Marsh. Marsh has failed on so many opportunities, but still he's been hitting the ball so well. And I do think with Thompson, the righty's the right move with Marsh left on left, and it's an opportunity to get Boehm going. Man, he's in a bad spot right now. He is in a funk. He is struggling at the plate.
Yeah, this might be turning ugly if it doesn't turn the other way for Boehm. We might have another whispering to himself incident on the field, just saying, get those T-shirt presses ready. Good God.
Oh, it's so true.
He fired Boris?
So he hired Boris, but he was saying he hired Boris because his parents are pressuring him.
Oh.
We didn't even talk about it. He's suing his parents because his parents apparently took a bunch of money out of his brokerage account, and that I guess there were more things happening in that legal case, and then it came out that he fired Boris and he rehired his agent. I don't know what's going on. For the most part, that's his business with his family. I feel bad that they're going through that.
He's not the only athlete to deal with. Ryan Howard had it.
Yeah. Is it affecting him on the field? Yeah, I think it's fair to say maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. I mean, I just feel bad that he's going through that personally.
Should we do a standing O for Boehm?
I don't know if that'll help.
Probably not.
No, boom. That's what. So the Eagles, we give Trey Turner a standing ovation. Howie Roseman's throwing hot dogs at Jalen Hurts. Right? All right. Any Nola hate? Dutch, you have Nola hate? Because I gave Nola hate to Ray on the text line because he's Aaron Nola, the figurehead for me for Aaron Nola. But if Aaron Nola gives you that start every time, I'm fine with it. I don't think he's any better than that for the most part. Right? I mean, overall, he's going to have better starts than that. He's going to have worse starts than that. But right now, he's got a 4 ERA. I said all season he's a 4 ERA pitcher.
Yeah. Yeah, Dutz, if you got something to add, go right ahead. But Salciunas this morning, there's an Instagram post that's getting a ton of buzz, and he is who he is. This is who Aaron Nola is. And it'd be fine if he was a 4 or 5 starter, but
He is.
well, yeah, he is. But he's paid
Right.
in a different manner.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why the expectations are a little bit more there. But yeah,
I think you have to look at it that the contract is what it is.
Yep.
And that's just reality. And if you can get this start out of him every time, then you have to be happy with it. 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs. You could have given up more. Garcia made a great throw from right field on
how
a
good
line.
is he?
Jesus.
Out in right field.
Man, what a throw. But ultimately, it was an Aaron Nola start. Damn it, Sean, when I called him Joe Blanton last year, and people, including Luke, who tried to start a fight with me on Twitter.
Did he?
A little bit.
To rehash that.
Well, no, we were all right.
Oh, okay.
We discussed
Well,
it.
this
It's not
seems
an Avalon Bryan type thing. We were fine afterwards. But like seriously?
Yeah.
No, by the way, with the Russini stuff, all the people that emailed me or direct messaged me and called me a creep and said that my fascination with ripping Dianna Russini was weird. Okay, is there anybody that has been more spot on than Dianna Russini? I've been bitching about her for years being a fraud. And I'm just saying, with Aaron Nola.
I was like, how do we get from Nola to Rossini there? But I understand.
My
where you're
resume.
at. Yes. All right, real quick on the Nola. So 4 starts in. Give me where we're at in your mind, not not moving forward, but through 4.
He's been good.
Yeah, he's been really good, I thought, right?
He's been good.
All right.
They got a good club. He's been good. I'll take what he's doing so far. I'll take every time. He's getting a lot of swings and misses.
He's got 4 starts. He's given up 10 earned runs, 3 home runs in the 4 starts. He's got 24 strikeouts, a 4.03 ERA.
Man, I just don't. I wanted to. If I could sign up for this right now, give me the damn contract because it could be worse, and it could be worse in future years. The velocity feels a tick up, but the stuff's not flat, and that's part of the problem. Last year was he was flat. And it's one thing if you leave stuff over the in the zone. It's another thing if you have no movement on those pitches. And he's had really good life on his pitches. I've been happy with Aaron Nola so far. I have. I think he's been totally fine. But this is what you're getting. Aaron Nola that was a Cy Young contender, that's over with.
Yeah.
He's your 4 starter that's making way too much money to be your 4 starter. It's a bad contract.
All right, so you brought up Cy Young. We got anything with Zach Wheeler? Anything late with him?
So he pitched last night.
Oh, last night.
So he went into the 6th inning. He didn't give up any runs until the 6th inning. So he ended up going 5 2/3. He ended up giving up three earned runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts. And so he was 5 scoreless, and then the 6th he ran into some trouble. I didn't see the velocity. I didn't see anybody report on the velocity. I just saw the so I think he gets one more rehab start, and then he's up. Maybe he decides that he's ready right now, but at least the way the topper was talking about, one more start and then he's up.
Yeah, I'm reading right now. Wheeler said he plans to make another rehab start with AA Reading on Sunday.
Yep. So you'll probably see him next week. And
that's a huge get.
It is.
Huge get.
Because now you don't have to have Taiwan.
And you get Zach Wheeler, who looks great.
Right. And Painters looked really good.
Yeah.
Nothing's really changed for me about the Phillies so far, other than this offense, which is what a lot of people were worried about. It's the same exact thing. Well, like the pieces that you added, Stott hasn't given you anything else. Marsh has actually been a lot better than people expected. Bone's been terrible. JT's been hitting of late. Bryce has kind of been up and down. He's been all right. Schwarber's been hitting home runs. Turner's been
Man, Schwarber is unbelievable.
Yeah, he really is. All right, the Flyers win last night. In a game that didn't really mean a whole heck of a lot, but we now get, and we don't know it yet. We won't know when the first game is until after tonight's game.
After tonight,
or tomorrow. There's games tomorrow, I think.
Is there tomorrow? I thought
the Western Conference ends their games, that ends their season tomorrow night, which is why you haven't heard anything yet, because they have to finalize their schedule.
Yeah,
so it'll be East and West each day, so they have to finalize the West to see where the East is going to.
So we don't know tomorrow night.
We will find out because of the East. It's all West games, I believe. We will still find out. I was told, and I could be wrong, that we will find out tonight.
Okay, that's great.
Games.
That's what I want.
All right,
Mike from King of Prussia is checking in on the Flyers. What's up, Mikey?
Hey, morning, guys. How you feeling?
Feeling great, Mike. How are you?
Feeling good. Feeling great.
I'm good, man. I'm excited for some playoffs to start.
Yeah. So how confident are you? Because I know as fans, we're almost always going to say let's like the Sixers. We don't think the Sixers are going to win anything, but it does feel like that this Flyers team has some real juice, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's the exact point I was going to say. Like with the Sixers, it's just kind of like, all right, great, I get to watch some basketball, but I know they're not going anywhere. They're just, with the Embiid thing, and it's rough. It's rough to have any excitement. Whereas the Flyers, you didn't expect it. You see the young guys, kind of getting into it. I mean, it's just exciting. It's like I call it a lottery ticket. Like you don't expect to win a lottery, but you have that little bit of hope that makes it fun.
You never know.
That's exactly where we're at with it.
I mean this, Mike.
Yeah.
Every time I buy a lottery ticket, I always think I'm going to win. I do. I always think, like, it could be the Powerball, and I'm like, this is the one. This is the one. I just bought it in Roxborough. This is the one. And that's probably my fault. But you're right about the Flyers. They're young. They don't know any better. And, oh, by the way, they have put together an impressive resume since the break. Like, this is a good team. You're not the second-best record in the NHL over a 29, 28-game spread.
Yeah, this isn't a small sample size. Yeah.
It's not a fluke. Oh, by the way, Mike, on the matchup against the Penguins, like, I get it. You can make the Flyers the underdog. They don't have the home ice. But you are talking about old men versus these young guns. Mm-hmm. And these guys grew up, and I'm sure that they have a lot of love and affection for Sidney Crosby with Canada and all that. They're going to just rise to the opportunity, taking on Sid the Kid against the Penguins with everything that's happening with the Flyers. I love the Flyers in the first round versus the Penguins.
Absolutely, and you made the point. Before you let me go, I do want to give my conspiracy Rod Brindamore theory in. But to your point with the young guys, you're exactly right. You got Bonk getting called up, he couldn't have a better game. Michkov, just having a great game going in, getting ready into the playoffs. I mean, these guys are hot. Goaltending's good. It's just one of those things where, if everything comes together, they keep playing their A game like they have been. You can see something happen. You can see them making a run. So it's very exciting, and the fact that they're all young.
Give me your Brindy conspiracy quickly.
Brindy, how you doing?
Oh, this is great. Okay, so my conspiracy theory is overtime. Brindamore does the Flyers a solid. Beloved Brindamore forever a Flyer, because in the shootout, after Carolina had already clinched, he sends out back-to-back defensemen for the shootout. Doesn't use any of the forwards, sends out back-to-back defensemen because who cares? And he hooks up the Flyers. Nobody's going to point fingers at him, but who sends out back-to-back defensemen for a shootout?
Well, Mike, listen, I appreciate the theory. Huh. I don't know enough about the roster to where if they should have, because didn't the Flyers send out guys for he's 0-1 this year in shootout?
They got the Forrester. Forrester, I believe, was the extra shooter, I want to say.
Yeah. Yes, he was. They just don't send out. It's not normal unless you have like a really good defenseman, top-tier defenseman. You don't really send out defensemen on shootouts, and they send out.
They also sat 8 players, so maybe they didn't have
mission accomplished. They needed a point to get the best record. They did that.
So, but remember, Brindamore, it would have to still be in overtime. They had already gotten the point.
Correct.
Brindamore called a timeout. Or was this late in the third period?
I think that was the third.
Was that late in the third period? But Brindamore was coaching his ass off because they even mentioned on the broadcast, like, look at Brindamore. And he was like, so maybe he's just trying to get to overtime. I see.
Yeah. Get a point and you accomplish the goal.
The way that Rod's tenure, his Flyers career ended, I don't think was great. I think him and Clarkey had some issues, but I haven't seen him back a lot. I know he went down to Carolina and won a cup, and he's like a treasure down there.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know if he wants to do the Flyers a solid. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But maybe he does, and maybe he says, all right. I don't think he's throwing the game and try not to win.
I will tell you, though, it is cool seeing some of the old school videos from the Flyers, like when they were on the run in 2010, all that, and you see Ed Snyder going nuts. Like,
After they scored to get to the playoffs, Ed's like on the bench.
Yeah. That's cool.
It was cool. I agree.
And then I didn't know this. In the locker room, they almost have like a shrine to Ed as you're leaving the locker room.
Makes sense.
Heading out to the ice. I think that's cool. I did think about what are the Dallas Cowboys going to do when Jerry dies? They're going to have a straight up like Star Wars. Like, you remember, you could just the hologram. All of a sudden, Jerry's talking. He's giving a pep talk. Yeah, absolutely.
He's planning it when that happens.
All right, boys, gather around. It's dead Jerry coming to you. I mean, that's definitely
But it's a lot like when like Leningrad and Stalingrad, when it fell to communism, and that might be with Jerry when they sell the team. They're just going to rip the statue down.
You know, I love the fact that you just stumbled into a history lesson there. I got here, and, you know, I'm a TV guy, so I turned the TV on in the studio.
Yep.
It was on the History Channel. Who is here last night? Who put the History Channel on in this studio? And for what reason? I need to know.
Is it Matt Murphy that does the post game? Or
Well,
no,
they weren't on last
that's
night.
Sixers
Yeah.
Flyers.
Oh, so it was Flyers.
But Jason's not doing it here.
Somebody put the History Channel on. I need to know what they were watching in this studio.
Is it Ricky? Ricky's not putting on the History Channel.
I don't think Ricky. No, I mean, you gotta be the History Channel. It's it's cool.
I never watch. I mean, I love history. Maybe I should.
It's kind of dry.
Yeah, I could see it. There you go. All right, but you know what wasn't dry? Our interview with Rick Tocchet yesterday was dynamite. Rick's talking about the young players with us. Here he is.
You know what I think's really helped him is getting the Porter Martone's bumper up here. You got Barkey. A lot of these young guys, they're a pack, right? They hang together. And I think Mitch has kind of gotten that group and understanding that, listen, it's a team game and it's not about one person. And he's bought in. I mean, he's playing really well for us. Trying to understand there's a right time to do things at the right time. And I think he's buying to that. And, I'm really anxious to see these young guys in the playoffs. This is great development for these guys. And, they're going to be a big part into, chance in this series against Pittsburgh.
What's been pretty cool over the last however many weeks is Mitchkov hasn't been a focus because they're winning games. When you lose, then it becomes, what are we going to bitch about? He's not playing Mitchkov enough. Whether that was true or not, I don't know because I didn't follow it and I don't follow it closely enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
He apparently felt like that he was doing what he felt was best for the team and the player. And what he just said right there, I mean, maybe the tough love did pay off. Maybe also the players around Mitchkov are doing better, and now, like he had said, all the young guys are hanging together. And that's so important that everybody's pulling in the same direction.
Oh, yeah. And especially when you got, like, this youthful exuberance, it's obviously, you just see it, right? No matter winning or losing, like, these guys have each other's backs. A lot of foxholes guys down there. Tim McManus ain't getting 12 guys to rip on Rick Tocchet inside that locker room. All right? Nope, not going to happen. These guys they have each other's backs.
Till next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, believe me, Tocchet, I wouldn't, if I was Tocchet, I would rent, not buy.
Yeah, until you.
Hockey coaches, their jobs are.
Once the expectations change, it's a whole different world.
I mean, we saw it. Yeah. The Golden Knights won a Stanley Cup. They fired the guy they won the Stanley Cup with, 2 years later? And Tortorella comes in and they didn't lose a game. I don't know if they played since you said that.
Penguins minus 170, Flyers plus 140 on the series winner. And just to let you know, Flyers fans, you got to have a piece of the action. Just a small little sprinkle.
I totally agree.
Small little sprinkle on that. You can do whatever you want on that series. I believe in the Flyers. I think they're going to win. That's a good bet. But I mean this. Little sprinkle. We call it pizza money in the betting industry, in the betting space. Sprinkle a little pizza money on the Flyers representing the East.
I did yesterday. $10. There you go. Plus 2,300.
There you go. We're invested. Have some fun, boys.
Yep.
Go
All
get
right,
it.
Rick Tocchet on the Penguins. Here he is.
Well, they got a group there that's been together a lot of years. They're not going away. Crosby, Malkin, and Latte. I coached those guys. Won a couple of cups with them. These guys, you got to put the stake. It's like the vampire, man. It's got to go through the heart. They aren't going away. So I'll be honest with you, I was happy. I mean, listen, I was elated, but I'm back in like my mode. Like I can't even enjoy the win. Like I'm obsessed. Right? How do we beat this team? So we'll game plan this week, and one of our game plans, like Sid loves to play against the Flyers, right? So I got to figure a way how we slow this guy down. This what is he? 38.
38. Yep.
He's 38 years old. How do you slow this guy down? The fountain of youth. So I don't know. I gotta find some kryptonite here in Philly.
Actually, it was a question that I had written down. How long do you allow yourself to enjoy this before you start? Because you also had a game last night.
Yeah.
And he didn't give we still have one more game left. We know the Penguins. No, like he already said, he's like, I'm focused on how do I stop these guys. And he's already didn't enjoy the win. I love it.
Malkin 39, Crosby 38. These guys are great. There's no denying that. But man, give me the boys. Give me the boys with some belief right now in the Flyers and the orange and black. That's where I'm at.
All right, coming up, we'll take some phone calls. Also, we're going to go full Russini. Isn't that what we agreed on?
Well,
she resigned. Sean, you were on this on Friday. You said there's no way she survives it, and internally they obviously let it be known you can't just let her get away with this.
And just when you want to give her some credit.
Yeah, man. Like I legitimately, and you know me, there should be a human aspect to every story and every person.
Absolutely.
And she's not allowing that. She couldn't have handled this entire thing any worse. And she did it. And yesterday was a prime example of that. Oh, always the victim. And I also can't understand supporting a colleague that you have a personal relationship is one thing, but like there's the double standard and like no, there's really not. Like Dianna Russini has nobody to blame but herself. We'll talk about it all coming up next. We have a Flyers phone call as well. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about your garage, my garage, and Comer and Cross. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. ComerCross.com. COMER Cross.com. Your garage. Cracked concrete, stains, not the epoxy. I have a friend that has the epoxy in the garage. Well, if you want to fix all of that, you've been thinking about it, you know your garage needs something. How about Comer and Cross? They completely transform your garage floor in just one day, and it looks incredible. A true showroom finish. It's like pulling into a brand new car garage every single night, and right now they're offering 50% off installation. And really, just make the call. They do everything else. They make it easy. They move your stuff out of the garage for you. They repair all the cracks and pits so it looks like new, and then you choose your custom Comer and Cross finish. And this is not paint or epoxy. This is built to last. There's no chipping, no cracking, no tire lift ever. And we're talking about 50% off installation right now. But don't wait. You can have this great garage floor every single night. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, ComerCross.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Ending the season on a high note. I'm Brandon Dutz, and after securing a playoff spot Monday night, the Flyers followed things up with a 4-2 win over the Canadians in the last game of the regular season. The Fly Guys now turn their attention to the first round, where they match up against the Penguins. Flyers general manager Danny Briere joined Unfiltered yesterday to discuss the matchup.
All logic go out the window playing Pittsburgh. There's nothing like it. The emotion get real. We could have played any other team. There's no teams that probably hate each other as much as those two teams.
The 76ers will play the Orlando Magic tonight as they look to officially punch their ticket to the playoffs. Should they win tonight, they'll play the Celtics in the first round, and a loss means they'll play the Hornets in a do-or-die game on Friday. Tip-off is set for 7:30. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic with pregame coverage starting at 6 o'clock. The Phillies fell 10-4 to the Cubs and will go for the series win tonight with Jesus Luzardo taking the mound against Shota Imanaga. This update is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first, so what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
Middays with Marks. 97.5 The Fanatic. John Marks, Sean Brace. Brendan Dutz producing today for Ray. Dianna Russini, no longer with The Athletic. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So she resigns yesterday, and she was defiant in the resignation.
She was.
And I don't want to go over the whole thing. She even tweets out the resignation letter that she sent to the executive editor, Stephen Ginsburg of The Athletic. And
shut the comments off.
Shut the comments off, but you could retweet it. You realize.
13 million.
Yep.
Right now.
This isn't a story. 13 million views. Please accept this letter as my resignation from The Athletic, effective immediately. I've come to this decision with deep sadness, but with clarity about what is right for me, my family, and the work I've spent my career building. You and I have already publicly addressed the recent attacks against me. Oh, it's attacks against me. And I have nothing to add publicly to what we have said. I've covered the NFL with professionalism and dedication throughout my career, and I stand behind every story I've ever published. When page 6 item appeared, The Athletic supported me unequivocally, expressed confidence in my work and pride in my journalism. For that, I'm grateful. In the days that followed, unfortunately, commentators in various media have engaged in self-feeding speculation that is simply unmoored from the facts. Moreover, the media frenzy is hurling forward without regard for the review process The Athletic is trying to complete. It continues to escalate, fueled by repeated leaks, and I have no interest in submitting to a public inquiry that has already caused far more damage than I'm willing to accept. Rather than allowing for this to continue, I've decided to step aside now before my current contract ends on June 30th. I do so not because I accept the narrative that has been constructed around this episode, but because I refuse to lend it further oxygen or for let it to define me or my career. And she goes on a little bit more or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, give me a barf bag, Sean Brace. Jeez Louise, man.
Yeah.
The attacks on her. See, here's the problem, Sean, is that Dianna, Dianna played the game, and she played it very well. The NFL Insider game, the NFL game, the Adam Schefters, the rap sheets, all those guys, it is maybe not what a lot of people think it is. There's a lot of dirty business that goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot of dirtiness that goes on to be one of these insiders and to operate as one of these insiders, okay? And she did a great job of being a part of the machine. And she was making a lot of money at The Athletic, and she got a lot of FaceTime all over the place on shows, on radio shows, on TV shows, and everything else. She'd built a heck of a career for herself, Sean, and she did it very well. But you know what? She was sleeping with sources, and she got caught. She became a big star, and when you play the game and you profit from it, you can't get mad when you get caught up in that same machine. Maybe everything is being blown out of proportion as far as what she's done on the radio shows and talking about her husband and everything else. She put herself in that position by getting caught with Mike Vrabel. And nothing else matters. Whether or not every story that you've ever put out there has been true or this is being overblown, when you get caught with pictures, with interlocked fingers, with Mike Vrabel, and with hugging. And here's the other thing, and then I'll let you speak on it.
All right.
She's more or less saying that, this isn't fair and everything's being portrayed and I'm removing myself from the process because I'm not going to give more oxygen to it, right? If Dianna Russini, and this is going to go out to everybody out there that foolishly is saying, well, we don't know the real story. We don't know the facts. We don't know the context of those pictures. Whatever defense of Russini that is being put out there, she's had every opportunity to fill in the blanks on the context. Here are pictures from this hiking trip that I took with my girlfriends. Here are the girls that I went on the hiking trip with. Oh, here's a friend that is going to put a video on social media and say, I went with Dianna. This story is not true. We went for hiking. She was not doing anything with Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel could have the opportunity to do the same thing. You know what I would do if I was truly innocent of this? I would go to the hotel and I'd say, can I please have your security footage, which will show me checking into the hotel with 4 other women? Can you show me security footage of me leaving, dressed in hiking stuff with my girlfriends to show, at the very least, I was there hiking?
Yeah.
Can you give me security footage that would exonerate anything that I'm doing on the roof? Help me out here. Give me something. She has done absolutely nothing. So it's clear she's guilty. It doesn't even matter. But now she's handling this that she's the victim?
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, we're going to be kidding me here.
Yeah, that's where we're at, and hitting the fast forward because we don't need. You did a great job there, rehashing everything, bringing it back up, and exactly catching people up. Maybe they missed it. If you didn't, if you did, you live underneath the rock. It was the story, and of course, she hands in a resignation letter yesterday. Again, we haven't heard any of the details other than the fact that we have the pictures, and it's her out there in a pool with someone she covers. It's her on top of the apartment or the hotel room, whatever it is, with the beautiful mountain views. And, of course, they're holding hands, interlock fingers. So, she needed to speak up on that, and she did not, right? I don't care if you want to go into detail or whatnot as far as, extreme detail. I'm not asking for that. But to say something along the lines of I put myself in a position that I should not have. That's all you have to say. That's it. And I would have came away feeling so much differently about that resignation letter. Yesterday, it made me unlike her even more. Made me dislike her to a point that I even texted the group going dude, really?
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked.
The arrogance, man. She thinks she's a big superstar.
She thinks she's above it. And all she has to do is say that didn't happen, that's not true, and we're going to say, okay. You know what you do? Maybe it's unfair. Maybe it did get blown out of proportion. Or she just got caught with pictures with the NFL head coach, and her reputation and her ethics is maybe not in today's game. And there is a double standard, and we'll talk about that coming up as far as the other insiders and what's really going on behind the scenes. But here's what you do. You take it on the chin, like you said. I put myself in a situation that I shouldn't have.
And that's it.
It's a distraction to my coworkers at The Athletic, and for that, I'm going to resign. Forget about the fact that you don't want the actual story to come out upon investigation, or they were going to fire you. You were never keeping your job. It's okay to resign before you get fired and come out, but you don't blame The Athletic. You don't blame what you did. You take it on the chin. You know why? Because you're going to get another job if you handle this correctly. We want to forgive, but we want to feel like that as a society that you're human. And if you came out and you don't even have to say, yes, I was banging Mike Vrabel. If you just come out and say, I put myself in a situation that I shouldn't have, yes, and for the distraction for my coworkers and to my family, I apologize for that. And leave it at that. I don't need an apology. Honestly, I don't need an apology from her. I don't need her to confirm any facts.
No.
But you come out, you say that, and guess what happens? You go away for 6 months, and then you start going on with some outlet, or you do this, you do that, and then very quickly you will forgive. It'll never be over now. If somebody does hire her, any video that is put out with Dianna Russini, the entire chain on social media is going to be every GIF and comment and video ever made.
You'll get the views.
Right, but it's not going to be positive.
Correct. None of it.
It's not going to be positive. She's done this to herself. Forget about the Vrabel thing. That's separate. The way that she's handled it, which was total arrogance, no, this is what happened. This is what happened. What are you talking about here?
Yes. And when we were playing the audio of the various clips that she has put out there, graced us with over Super Bowl, Super Bowl Radio Row coverage or whatever she was doing, weekly hits or monthly hits with, of course, Big Cat and Barstool or Stugatz.
She became big parts of their show.
Well, when we were playing those clips just last week, even in the middle of it was like, she seems like a cool, all right, I can see why people like her.
Correct.
All right, not so much cool, whatever, but I can see why people like her. If she played this part right, which she had a ton of time to think about, hey, and I would imagine there's a lot of people helping her. If she did the resignation letter the right way, I really do think she could have taken the baton, putting the family stuff to the side, because that's a whole nother discussion.
Right,
professional. She could have started her own podcast. She could have got people behind her. There would have been a little bit of okay, she messed up. Later down the road, not tomorrow, not next week, but later down the road, I could see people saying that. Now with this resignation letter where she says, in the days, the commentators of various media have engaged in self-feeding speculation. Hey, dude. Hello, pot. That's what you've been doing. That's what you've been doing. That's what you do with your coverage. You feed the speculation. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, she's a part of the machine now. She don't like it.
Correct.
She doesn't like it. She likes being on the other side of the machine. She's the one getting it chewed up and spit out now. And it ain't that fun, is it, Dianna? And and guess what? People aren't making stuff up about you like you made up about other people. She was a Class A #1 fraud, and I sniffed her out long before a lot of other people did. And if I would have met her and she would have come on our show, I probably would have liked her too. Mike Gill was like raving about her. He's like, "Oh, she came on my show at the Super Bowl. She comes on my show. She's awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, well, because I never met her. She's a fraud." Every man that ever met her and did an interview with her loves her.
Huh? How's that work?
Go figure. All right, coming up. There is a double standard to this.
Oh, okay.
We'll take a couple phone calls here. There is a double standard to this, and it involves the NFL insider, including our own Adam Schefter that joins the morning show every Wednesday. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. $1,000. We call it the Fanatic Parlay Cash Contest. How about that? We give you a word, you text it, or you put it in the app or the website, and you can win $1,000. That's simple. That's coming up at 12 o'clock. So I saw this morning on the timeline because there is another angle. Like Uncle Jamie was texting me, and he's like, well, it's a double standard. Where's the accountability for Vrabel? At this point, if I need to explain that, I'll just say I'm tired of explaining it. I do believe that Vrabel needs to be held accountable more than he's being held right now. Too many people are saying, oh, well, he's just a football coach and he went to the Super Bowl this year. Who cares? Okay, while that could be true, he is the head coach of the Patriots that got caught in a compromising situation with a reporter. But ultimately, I think that's more of a moral thing than an ethical thing. Dianna Russini was as ethical as anything else. I don't care. If she wants to cheat on her husband, that's great. Being with an NFL coach, that she's not only a reporter, all right, so a local reporter with a player, a whole lot different. Like a local reporter, she could they could be talking about eating nachos at the game, and if she's messing around with a player, she's not a true reporter. Dianna Russini was an NFL insider at the highest level, and she wouldn't shut up about the A.J. Brown to the Patriots stuff nonstop.
Gee, I wonder why.
So now she gets caught with the head coach of the Patriots. There's no dilemma here. It is what it is. But is there a double standard? So there's a double standard among insiders. And I'll give you a prime example. Dutch, we don't know who this podcaster is. But this is a podcaster talking about, what about Adam Schefter? So does she explain it she explain what the story is in the cut? In 2011, Adam Schefter got caught. The LA Times leaked an email that Adam Schefter had sent years before to the GM of Washington. And it looked really bad. And nothing happened. He apologized, and he put out a statement. He didn't actually talk about it, but he came out, he put out a statement, and he said it was fair for the criticism.
Yep.
And he's absolutely right. And he explained it more than he gave he explained it more than he gave excuses. He explained it. And he said it was fair being asked his reporting approach to the NFL lockout story, because what he emailed the Bruce Allen.
This came out with the Gruden stuff, right?
So he said, please let me know if you see anything that should be added, changed, tweaked. Schefter wrote to Allen. Thanks, Mr. Editor, for that and the trust. Plan to file this to ESPN at about 6 a.m. So Adam Schefter, to a GM, had said, and this is about the NFL lockout years before that. I don't know why it got leaked when it leaked. But he sent the entire draft of a story and said, let me know what needs to be added, changed, or tweaked. That's a really, really bad look. And Adam Schefter had said, fair questions are being asked about my reporting approach on an NFL lockout story from 10 years ago. Just to clarify, it's common practice to verify facts of a story with sources before you publish it, blah, 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 blah. With that being said, I want to make this perfectly clear. In no way or would I cede editorial control or hand over my final story to anyone ever. Well, it sure doesn't look like that, Adam. All right, so this is what she's talking about right here. Listen.
The whole coverage of this is, how is Dianna Russini interlocking fingers with Mike Vrabel different from Adam Schefter sending an email to a former team president with a full draft of an unpublished story and saying, Mr. Editor, are there any changes you'd like me to make? Right. So the way that this is being talked about is Adam Schefter still has a job. He wasn't suspended. Dianna is under investigation. These are all the same kinds of violations, which is that to be an NFL insider, to be an NBA insider, to have any kind of transactional relationship where you are reporting on deals, you need people to like you. You need to get close to people. They have an agenda. You have an agenda. The lines are already blurry. It means we need to take a bigger look at the whole industry of having insiders in sports all together, rather than say, look at this woman holding hands with this NFL coach.
Yeah, she is 100% correct. And Sean, I wonder if Schefter, if he gets caught doing the same thing in 2025, there's a much different reaction to it. Because ESPN can say there's nothing to see here, and they can put out a statement. That worked in 2011.
Yeah.
Does that work in 2025?
It's still Adam Schefter. What are you going to do?
I mean, I get, well, it's Dianna Russini. Is it because it's ESPN and there's less ethics on ESPN than working for the company that owns the New York Times?
I think Adam Schefter's pretty much Teflon. I don't
don't disagree, but it should take away any credibility you have towards him. if he's sending that to a GM of a team, even though I would say most people don't realize how much that is a common occurrence.
No.
And that's my point.
Correct. Yeah.
Dianna Russini having a relationship with Mike Vrabel, she got caught. I'm not telling you that female reporters are messing around with people they cover. I'm not saying that at all. But stuff that goes on behind the scenes would lead you to say, hey, I don't know how much credibility this person should have. And if you know that about Adam Schefter and you didn't know this and you look at it right now, it should take away some of the credibility that he has.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it.
I don't have an issue with that. Sure. I don't have an issue with that.
Is it a double standard?
I'm sure there is some of that baked in, but I just, I like to keep things simple. At the end of the day, we got photos of her with the head coach, by themselves, and there was a whole lot of wagging the finger of the A.J. Brown and all these deals and all that. This took on a whole life of its own because we have the pictures. Now there is the image, the screenshot of that email of Adam Schefter, what he sent. Yeah, I get it, but that's really deep.
She's also a female reporter.
Good looking
female reporter.
Puts herself out there.
The woman part of it is there's a part of it.
No doubt. But
she did it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you got to look yourself in the mirror, and you need to start doing things the right way. And what she did yesterday was completely wrong.
Well, that's the other thing is that, for me, I knew that she was full of crap for a long time, and she is, and she was polarizing. And if you looked at tweets from even 6 months ago or a year ago, everybody said the same thing in the comments. You're just making stuff up. I mean, honestly, she did know her stuff. She did have a lot of contacts.
Yeah.
The problem was
why? How?
Now we know why. And believe me,
good Lord,
this isn't an isolated incident, and it's not the isolated incident with this person.
You had the GM's wife put that out on social media.
There's rumors about other coaches that are in the league right now, when she was a reporter and he was an assistant.
Just give me 30 seconds.
More than reporters. That's been reported.
Yeah. Give me 30 seconds on Vrabel. Hey, look, man. It's the NFL. She didn't work for the NFL. Vrabel does. Vrabel works for the Patriots. Patriots are in the NFL. What do you want? We've seen a lot. Dante Stallworth killed somebody. He was out of jail. Henry Ruggs, right? The kid that ran somebody over in Vegas and killed the young girl and the dog. He's going to get out of jail, I think, later this year. He's going to be picked up and be back in the league next year.
Maybe.
It's the NFL. These things are just crazy, but they happen because you can help a team and you win. That's it. If you don't check both of those boxes, good luck.
Boston area writer Henry McKenna said, the same people demanding answers from Russini are saying Vrabel doesn't have to address the issue publicly. Well, he should be asked. Dianna Russini doesn't have to answer anything. She literally didn't have to say anything other than, the dumb, I was going hiking with my girlfriends. We just happened to meet up. And then it's okay. Let's see the pictures. Let's see then fill in the blanks. Let me see some evidence that this actually happened. Because if she would have went hiking, but it broke away to have time with Vrabel, it would be somewhat believable. Or you could make the case, that could have happened.
In the pool,
that could have happened. Even if it's you're interlocking fingers.
Interlocking fingers, you lose.
That could have happened. But there's no pictures. If this was you and you actually were hiking with your buddies, wouldn't you come out and be like, no, I got pictures. Look at this. And my buddy's right here. He's going to put out a video. And here's, I said, security footage from the hotel.
I'm going.
None of that.
Yeah, I'm going above and beyond to prove my innocence.
Coming up, news at noon, your chance to win $1,000. That's next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's talk about my hair. I actually got to get a shout out to Emily up at the Razor Bar yesterday. So I got my hair cut, and as I'm leaving, one of the girls that works there, and I'm sorry, I don't know her name, but she had said, "Oh, hey, just wanted you to know, my dad loves your show." And I'm like, "Huh?" She's like, "Yeah, your dad loves your show. He loves when you do the dish talk, when you're talking about doing dishes at night." I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah," because I shout out Emily and Razor Bar. Is like, "Yeah, no, I know. He hears you say it all the time. He knows that, obviously you go to the same salon where I work." And it's like, well, damn, that's pretty cool because the hair does look good. Dutz, how does the hair look? I know we call you Hair Jordan.
Looking fantastic, John.
So I got a little bit of a shorter cut. I shaved the beard almost all the way off, but look at the hair. And this isn't me. This is Morgan Stern Hair Restoration. And if you're worried about your hair or you've heard me talking about it, you could go on Facebook or Instagram and try some shampoo that's not going to work, or you could get with the experts. That's Morgan Stern Hair. 610-831-HAIR, 610-831-HAIR. All stages of hair loss. This is just not about a hair transplant, which I got. If you're starting to bald, If you're feeling the thinning, stop it. You can stop the balding and the thinness to where you don't need the hair transplant. Or maybe you know what? No, I need a hair transplant. Regardless, they're advocates for you. You're not going to call my hair team over there at Morgenstern, and they're going to say, oh, yeah, come on in, hair transplant. Here's the bill. Nope. They'll meet with you. They'll say, okay, here's what we suggest, because then you're going to be in business with them like I am for a long, long time. Most experience, most success when it comes to hair restoration. Morgenstern Hair, 610-831-HAIR, the website, morgensternhair.com, Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Looking to clinch a playoff spot. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the 76ers will play the Orlando Magic tonight as they look to officially punch their ticket to the postseason. Should they win tonight, they'll play the Celtics in the first round, but a loss means they'll have to play the Hornets in a winner-go-home game on Friday. Tip-off is set for 7:30, and you can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic with pregame coverage starting at 6 o'clock. The Flyers finished off the regular season strong, beating the Canadiens 4-2, with Matvei Michkov putting up 3 points. Head coach Rick Tocchet joined the show yesterday to discuss what's helped him down the stretch.
You know what I think's really helped him is getting the Porter Martones bumper up here. You got Barkey. A lot of these young guys, they're a pack, right? They hang together. And I think Mitch has kind of gotten that group.
The Phillies fell 10-4 to the Chicago Cubs, but will go for the series win tonight with Jesus Luzardo taking the mound against Shota Imanaga. This update is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Ray, what's your favorite part?
Speaking of being stood up, I was not stood up by Iron Mountain Men's Health.
Okay.
I was stood up by my therapist this morning.
You were stood up by your therapist?
We'll get to news at noon coming up in a second.
How does that happen?
So it's over the phone. So it's one of these apps because they're relatively affordable. And sometimes just being able to talk.
But a video.
Yeah, it's a video app.
Gotcha. Yeah, understood.
But it was in the car. I was going to do it because it's so hard for me to find an hour during any type of
That's what happens when you have 3 kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And activities and games and practices every night.
Yep.
So 8 to 8:45 this morning, it was like, okay, I'm in the car. It's a video component, but I can put it in the cup holder, and then I'm just talking.
You don't get enough off your chest for the 4 hours a day here?
No. I can't talk about that stuff. I got a lot going on, man. I can't talk about that stuff on the air.
We laugh because we're all there with you.
So, yeah, and I've met twice with this particular therapist. It's an online thing. And by the way, like I've done marriage counseling and regular therapy with local people in person or video, but they're local. And they're very, very good. They also don't take insurance. So and you can go like out of network and try to get money back or whatever. But but like $250 an hour for like Tony Soprano type money, right? I'll have that.
Yeah.
So like this is like it's good. And like, but the problem was one other person that I did, and this is a couple years ago, was a listener.
No.
Yeah. So he started talking Phillies at the end because he's like, just so you know, I do listen to you and whatever. I'm like, this isn't going to work.
No.
And he was very nice, but like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, I mean, if you're painting my house, that's fine. If I'm opening up to you, no, I'm not.
Right.
It's like when I was getting my vasectomy, my guy starts talking to me about bowl season.
Right.
Penn State.
The Duke Mayo Bowl, he wanted a prediction.
Like, dude.
So anyway.
Let's go.
8 o'clock. I'm in the room. 7:55. I make sure I'm in the car. I'm in the room. 8:05 happens and I hang up and I'm like, no, I don't have time. Now I'm annoyed. So at like 8:30, she sent a message, and she's in Alabama. She's not local, but she's licensed in Pennsylvania. So do I give her another shot? Like, okay, or am I?
What was the reason?
I didn't look at the message. I'm annoyed.
Yeah, you have every right to be annoyed. Maybe there was a crisis before that she needed to handle. Maybe a family emergency. Anything's possible. Everybody gets one flub.
Okay, so she gets one.
Everybody gets one to a point. Again, I need to see the details. I can't just sign off.
Maybe she went hiking with her female friends and where she was.
Exactly.
I need pictures.
Yeah, damn right. Love it.
All right.
I do see the Sublime T-shirt, though, sir, and I'm sure that's going to make an appearance as far as the
will it?
The YouTube chat. Yeah. Did you know Sublime has
why you say it weird?
Sublime.
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 Sublime. Sublime.
It's sublime.
Sublime.
Duds,
say it.
He doesn't know. He wasn't even alive when they.
I just got more confused with you two going back and forth of what it means. So
it's sublime. Bradley Noel died in 96.
Long time ago. Now his son has taken over.
Yeah.
Have you heard the new song?
I have.
The new album's coming out soon. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's good.
They're great.
Yeah. They had the guy that did the Sublime with Rome before.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he sounded just like Bradley Noel, but his son's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Yeah, there's some and Sonata is the name of the song. And it's
the same sound to it. It's the original band. It's Bud and it's Fat Eric Wilson and it's the rest of the band.
I mean, it's not Robin in the Hood, but it's really good.
It's Sublime. 40 ounces to freedom.
Sublime.
Yeah.
Sublime. I guess I was.
It's a Midwestern thing. Because somebody from like Ohio will say not insurance, they'll say insurance.
Gotcha.
They put emphasis on the wrong syllable or a different syllable because they say it differently. It doesn't make them wrong.
June 12th, new album coming out, and I am excited about that. And I still listen to Sublime a lot.
Yeah, I listen to it.
Oh, all the time.
It's in my rotation. Yeah. All right, let's get to the news at noon without Ray Dunn. It doesn't matter what comes in the world of sports. The news at noon with Ray Dunn. Bad Athlete Podcast, angry college coaches, innocuous and random topics. The news at noon with Ray Dunn. The news at noon with Ray Dunn. The news at noon with Ray Dunn.
I like when you guys sing with it. It makes it sound better.
Hi,
even
Ray.
better than it really is.
Duts. Excuse me. Hi, Duts.
No,
gentlemen.
I need a new one, too.
Yep, we got to make some new versions. We got to, spice it up.
Believe me, I already have a couple.
Oh, you?
Yeah, I just got to do it.
Got to do one over a Sublime beat now.
Okay. No, the next one I have is, what is it? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Forget.
So we're starting things off with the NBA play-in tournament last night. 2 really good games. First of them was Heat and the Hornets. Now, if you didn't see it, LaMelo Ball was on the ground, and Bam jumped up Now, LaMelo, you could see the video, LaMelo grabs Bam Adebayo's ankle and kind of takes him down to the ground. So Eric Spoelstra spoke post-game about it, and here's what he had to say.
I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's funny. I think it's a stupid play. It's a dangerous play. Obviously, our best player is out. I'm not making an excuse. The Hornets played great, and they made those plays down the stretch. We had our opportunities to win. I just, that's a shame. He should be penalized for that. I don't think that belongs in the game. Tripping guys, shenanigans. And, Curtis was there. It's his responsibility to see that. And if it's not his responsibility, then Zach's got to see it. If, somebody has got to see that. And that, he should have been thrown out of the game, for that. I don't know him from, anyone. There's no place in the game for that. Obviously, it took Bam out of the game.
We do have an update. So, per Chris Haynes, the NBA is to review Charlotte Hornets star LaMelo Ball for taking out the ankle of Bam Adebayo in the second quarter, resulting in a hard spell and back, the injury that cost him the rest of the game. Crucial play on Friday, obviously, because they have one more game to go to make the playoffs.
So the Hornets they will play the loser of the Magic and Sixers?
That is correct.
Correct,
So
yes.
do you suspend him for this, for the playoff game?
No, you can't, and they won't.
Game.
And they won't. And they should not have thrown. It should not have been a flagrant 2 yesterday.
I would have thrown him out of the game.
You would have.
Yeah, he swept the leg.
That was bad, man. That was
I don't know
really
how you
obvious,
don't.
too.
I
That
mean,
was bad.
I didn't see it like that. I saw him get bumped, pushed down. He falls. Does he grab him? Sure. I thought Bam's momentum carried him. Leg kicks up. I thought it looked worse than it actually did.
Does he fall without LaMelo Ball taking his ankle and lifting it?
Yes.
I don't know about that. I didn't
disagree
see
with that. Yeah, I
You don't think he
grabbed it.
falls without LaMelo Ball?
No, he picked his leg up.
Maybe he falls,
He's
but he
on
doesn't-
the ground. Bam is 200 pounds heavier than him.
But he doesn't fall as hard.
But he's not
if LaMelo
expecting that.
Doesn't do that, yeah. And that's probably what could have cost. If it was a lighter fall, maybe he stays in
I
the
don't know,
game.
man. I mean, after the game, he had said that he just got banged in the head and he didn't remember anything.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, great.
I don't want to stand up for LaMelo Ball here. I'm just looking at the.
All right, so here's. I mean,
he did take a good shot. LaMelo did.
This is the first quarter. So I liked how Spoelstra kept it real, but also said, I'm not blaming this on the loss. But he also didn't have one of their best players, if not their best player. And what does it matter? The Heat sucked. They're not winning anything.
No, they weren't.
But still. Right, so here's why you would suspend him, because he deserves it. Here's why you don't. You win the game, you go to the playoffs. And, like, Hornets fans, it'd be nice if the team made the playoffs and it's a good story. You're penalizing the rest of the team. I don't know, man. Screw him.
You also got to think the Heat kept that extremely close last night without him.
Yeah,
if they
of
have
course.
Bam, they probably move on and win that game. So of course it's big for them.
That's interesting. The way you phrased that question, and I didn't hear that. So does Bam fall without him grabbing? I still say yes.
Let at this. I don't know if you see this angle. Ari Bluestein just sent this to me. Said, "Show this to you." Yeah. I don't know if you saw this angle.
That's. Let me see.
I mean, everything that I saw is just like, no, that's as cheap as anything.
That's a
you'll see.
different game. That's from a different time.
Okay.
Well, that first part was okay. Oh yeah, so he grabs Bam there. That's a different game. So then they show that, and
well, anyway.
Yeah, look, I throw him out of the game. Oh man,
suspend him. I don't know how you don't see it. You video. I don't know how you don't suspend him for that. They lost
Does he
the
get
player.
suspended if they beat?
If they upgrade it, to a flagrant 2.
Right, like I'm talking, if they make
can
round one
suspend
against the Pistons, then they suspend them maybe one game.
No, it would be for this next game, and that's it. Other than that,
you can't.
move on.
They're not going to do that.
No.
No way.
All right, what's
All
next?
right, we're going to hockey. Some negative Nate. So I'm shouting him out for negative Nate. An emotional Rick Bowness, Columbus Blue Jackets head coach. Last night, the Blue Jackets lost 2-1 to the Capitals. Their season's over. They really choked the playoffs. They lost 3 out of the last 4 games, and they held the tiebreaker over the Flyers. So they really just needed to win basically 2 more games to get in. He spoke post-game last night and absolutely ripped into his players. Here's what he had to say.
All you got to do is look at the stat sheet. 3 hits, 23 giveaways. Like, I don't know if I'm back, but if I'm back, I'm changing this culture. These guys, they don't care. Losing is not important enough to them. It doesn't bother them. Like, how can you go out and play like that? Should have done this about a month ago. But this is why we are where we are. This is why we're out of the playoffs. That kind of effort. Losing, you have to hate losing. I don't care if it's a meaningless game. I don't care. Show up and compete. 3 hits, 23 giveaways.
Pretty emotional, that rightfully so.
3 hits in a NHL 60-minute game. Yeah, not good enough.
Yeah, they were eliminated. They went through the motions, and it's one thing to play like that when the game's when they're eliminated. It's just, I guess every coach would like to see, hey, we know we didn't make the playoffs, but let's go out there tonight and at least finish strong. But you knew way before that whether or not your team needed. I don't know enough about hockey to know if he's getting fired or not.
Yeah, no idea either. But I will just say I love the fact that these guys, when you point out, they don't hate losing enough. I love that. And
gotta hate losing.
And that's what I would wonder about the Sixers. Getting blown out multiple times at home, and it was just like, ho-hum. Another game.
Maxey hate losing? I'll tell you, VJ does. I think those guys hate losing.
I agree. Starts and ends there, though. That's why this game tonight is so unpredictable. You guys want to tell me that the Sixers are going to win against the Magic. Good luck.
All right, we'll talk about coming up. What's the last thing we have here?
WNBA, Kathy Engelbert, she was doing her draft press conference, and a reporter asked her how much longer she wanted to be commissioner, how much longer did she see herself in the role. She had a very odd response. Take a listen.
Adam Silver was asked last month about just your future as the commissioner of the WNBA, and he said he didn't know what you wanted to do. So I guess I'm just curious, how much do you want to stay the commissioner of the WNBA? How much longer do you anticipate to be in this role?
Well, thank you, Maddie. I do crack up how everybody's focused on me, and you should be focused on the hundreds of amazing women and thousands of women who run this league outside of myself. Our women owners, our women board of governors, our women GMs and women head coaches, and my whole team of diverse women and men who are working hard every day to get the 30th season tipped off by May 8th, but I appreciate that you're focused on me as well. I wonder whether you would ask that of a man, by the way, but I realize as women, we get asked different questions than men do.
Love how the reporter puts in, I would. Right after. I would.
Good on her. It's Madeline Kenny from the New York Post. Yep. New York Post. Stirring it up.
She just keeps lighting herself on fire.
Who, the WNBA owner? Commissioner?
The commissioner. I don't follow it close enough, but I at least know that she routinely says stupid things to piss the players off.
Yep.
Or whatever. You know what she could have done? She could have just given a very generic answer and said, as long as they'll have me, I love coaching this league, and then no one's talking about it. But again, she's made the story about herself. She's saying make it about the players. Okay, then don't make it about yourself. Yeah, this is what you just did right there.
Just answer the question. That's all. I don't need the... would you ask him? Yes. All these commissioners get asked that question. Bettman, Manfred, Silver. Go down the list. Seelig, who's still with us, was asked when he's going to be stepping down. It happens. And bottom line is, if she was a good commissioner, nobody's asking that question. She's not good at her job.
Yeah,
blank in the story.
I don't know enough to where if a female reporter is asking that, I have to imagine that it's a legitimate question.
Correct.
That's the news and noon. Thank you.
Yeah, I would just say that
Nutsy.
WNBA is at a very intriguing spot. They had a lot going for them. Caitlin Clark starts and ends there. She is a monster, ratings monster. Now there's some other players that
I'll tell you, Angel Reese balances her with the rival very well.
I agree, and people tune in for Angel Reese, but not on the level of Caitlin Clark.
No.
Like Caitlin Clark's a different.
She sells buildings out.
But now, we're riding this high, and now we're adding all these teams, and we're getting one here in Philadelphia, and I'm happy, and I'm great. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, WNBA has made itself legit.
I just think sometimes you need a little crawl a little bit more, right? They're hitting the gas. And and that's fine.
You got to be ready for it, though.
If we're talking about a business, I get it. You got to capitalize. This is a league. You don't have to do everything tomorrow, is my point.
All right.
That's all.
You mentioned the Sixers. Tonight is the play-in game down at the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Get excited.
The Sixers are 2-point favorites over the Magic tonight. So this has swung wildly. Because the Magic, when we last time we looked, at least on the BetParks app, Magic were still favored by a point. Now the Sixers are favored by 2.
This opened up Magic favored by 1.5 on a number of books had them. DraftKings had them up to 2.5, and that got bought down. Sixers flipped. They were favored. Yesterday they were favored. We're sitting here now at 1.5 on DK. What do you have at BetParks?
Sixers are 2-point.
Wow, -2. All right, so
you have been very confident from the beginning. This is going to be a tough game for the Sixers.
It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. So when you start to talk about this game, you have to immediately look at the Orlando Magic and, like, are they a good team? And I'm not trying to make the case that they are. They run deep. They won 5 straight. They went into Boston to a game they needed to win, and they came up really small in a game that they should have won because Boston didn't play anybody. So you look at some of the other factors that will play into tonight's game. And will home court be an advantage for the Sixers? I think it will, but nothing that's going to sway me and say, dude, there's a lot of unpredictability with both of these teams. I can't sit here and tell you that the Sixers are going to win this game.
I agree.
Both of these teams have given up multiple times throughout the course of this year. Both of these teams haven't shown fight in some clutch spots. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Sixers are going to win. Here's what I will – like, if Maxey gives you 30, I think they win. Is Maxey giving you 30 tonight?
He better.
If Tyrese Maxey gives you 30, I could see them winning this game. But the issue is, like, Maxey gave you 32 against the Pacers, 11 of 28. He gave you 21 against the Bucks. He gave you 23 against the Rockets. I think that's potentially where Tyrese Maxey is right now. But if he gets to 30, they win this game. If Maxey doesn't score 30, I could see the Magic going away or pulling off the upset.
Here's lower level, $81. Get in. That includes fees among game time. I don't think it's going to be a jam. Like,
that's lower level.
But I mean, like, that's the lowest price. A lot of the lower level are $158, $141.
That's a great deal.
It is.
You can get the lower level ticket for $81 tonight.
But
you should go.
But you're also paying $30 to park.
$30 to park.
So I mean, really, you would have to, like, if you're buying tickets, you want to go see the Sixers play tonight. You're like, you know what? Yeah, let's go see the Sixers play tonight. Is there really a thirst or a hunger for that? To watch a play-in game? Not for me. I'll watch it on the TV.
Yeah.
So to your point, the Flyers, the first playoff game for the Flyers, what's that going to be like down there?
Electric.
Raucous.
It's going to be crazy.
What's tonight going to be for the Sixers?
There might be a couple people out there tailgating. Couple.
Poor Matt Cord's going to be like, and now! And people are like,
yay. Go play in. Yeah, it's a tough time. And unfortunately, it's not going to get any easier. However, I still am hanging on to that lifeline that guy Dave put out there yesterday. Lose this game tonight. Go up against the Hornets, who will beat you. But still, it's about extending this and getting Joel Embiid back.
No, but Ball gets suspended, so you lose this. You beat the Hornets tomorrow night because they suspend Ball. So now you're in and you play the Pistons in the first round. You know the Pistons aren't as good as the Celtics. Then the Pistons, you get Joel Embiid back in the middle of that series, and then so the Sixers beat the Pistons. And then everything's great because now you have Embiid, Paul George, Maxey, and Edgecombe, and then boom, who do you play next? And you beat them. And then you're in the Eastern Conference Finals, and you beat them.
First time in forever.
And then everything will be fine. Yeah. How many people are secretly hoping they lose?
I'm not.
No?
No, I want to see them win tonight. I do. I'm having a hard time convincing myself that they will, though.
Voice memos and text on the Davis Honda text line 610-632-0975. If you want to admit that you're secretly hoping they lose.
Wow.
I can't say that all right, so if they lose tonight, it's a better reaction than if they win.
How about this?
At least it's more fun from my standpoint. I hate to admit that.
Tyrese Maxey's player point total is 31.
Wow.
What?
And they're favorites, so they're expecting Maxey to go nuts.
That tells you a little something there. 31 at minus 112. Good grief.
Nuts. I wouldn't put you in the position to say you're rooting for them to lose on the air because you're still a young man.
Yeah, but, I'll be brutally honest. The only way I get excited about this team is if there's big changes, and this is the only way I could see it. I think if they advance tonight and then they lose to the Celtics in however many games, they're going to put the same blame. Oh, well, if Joel's out there, they didn't have enough time to mesh and all that stuff. So I don't know. I mean, either outcome, okay. We know they're not winning anything.
Magic.
So I'm not entering it with. I'm not entering things with
the Magic had expectations this season, though.
They did. They had a lot of expectations coming into the season. A lot of people were trying to build them up, including myself, right here. I liked a lot of the pieces they have, but Paulo's good. They got some good pieces. They run deep, but there's nothing.
He also
special.
hasn't developed into the star that they had hoped for. I mean, he's still good. Don't get me wrong.
He's averaging 22.
Yeah, he's still good.
Tick below what you want from a number one overall pick.
But I mean, the team hasn't had the success they were hoping for this year.
No, definitely not.
All right, coming up, we have memos and texts on the Eagles. Really, all the teams, but also, I'm going to pour a big cup of accountability coffee. That's coming up next. Middays and Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Ending the season on a high note. I'm Brandon Dutz, and after securing a playoff spot Monday night, the Flyers followed up things with a 4-2 win over the Montreal Canadiens in the last game of the regular season. The Fly Guys now turn their attention to their first-round matchup against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Flyers general manager Daniel Briere joined Unfiltered yesterday to discuss the matchup.
All logic go out the window playing Pittsburgh. There's nothing like it. The emotion get real. We could have played any other team. There's no teams that probably hate each other as much as those two teams.
The 76ers will play the Orlando Magic tonight as they look to officially punch their ticket to the playoffs. Should they win tonight, they'll play the Celtics in the first round, and a loss means they'll play the Hornets in a do-or-die game on Friday. Tip-off is set for 7:30. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic with pregame coverage starting at 6 o'clock. Phillies fell 10-4 to the Cubs and will go for the series win tonight with Jesus Luzardo taking the mound against Shota Imanaga. This update is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call a 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MADD-HELP or visit MAD.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
Hour, Middays with Marks. Brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months. Rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more. ServiceFirstHVAC.com. We have some voice memos and some texts that we have to get to. But give me the text message on the Davis Honda text line first there, Dutzy.
So no name on this one, but they said Russini and Schefter's situations are completely different. Not defending what Schefter did at all, but Russini was not reporting trades. She was fueling public gossip about A.J. Brown's situation with the Eagles. That type of reporting creates public pressure on the Eagles with its player. It lowers its value. That means that she has a relationship with the head coach of a team who would benefit from that public pressure, and the valuation of the asset calls into question of her credibility and motivation. It suggests that she was fueling a public narrative to the detriment of one organization and for the benefit of another.
That's it. No,
Jeez.
Agreed, but we don't see. Here's one thing that I'll push back on. Do we really, would Dianna Russini been doing the same thing with A.J. Brown if she wasn't messing around with Vrabel? Because she doesn't like that. That's one of the biggest stories in the NFL. In the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't every insider been talking about it? Because every insider's asked about it. Does she have any additional information than the average reporter? She's saying the same thing everybody else is saying. Now, does she have intimate knowledge that maybe the others don't? Okay. But ultimately, I don't think it really changes the reporting of the story.
The only thing she had was the Rams stuff, right? She was the first to report that the Rams had an interest in trading for him, but that was really...
See, I buy less into the A.J. Brown angle of this, and it's more just about the big picture. She's been compromised.
Yes.
You can't be an NFL insider for a major platform and be caught with the head coach. Sorry.
Yeah.
We don't need to go any different than that. And
no, you got to add the fact that she does have sway when it comes to awards and so on and so forth to postseason.
That's a great point.
Yes, that I don't think that gets brought up enough. And again,
so she has a Coach of the Year.
People have been trying to dig and exactly pin down what she does have, but she does have sway. And, oh, by the way, she does have the ability to sway people's opinions via reporting as well in that regard. So it's a combination of everything.
Yeah, I'm not telling you that it's not. Yeah, she's compromised. And, God bless her. I hope she recovers from this and gets another job and everything's fine.
I don't care about that. I feel just bad about her kids.
Me too.
That's it.
And her husband.
When you have kids, everything changes. I'm still selfish, Sean, to a point, but man, I think about those kids before anything I do. Anything. And for her to put herself out there, knowing what would come if she gets caught, unless Mike Vrabel has the gift of gab and he's about as smooth as it gets, and he's like Barry White in the midnight hour. Let me tell you a little something, Diana. All the things I want to do to you. Really, is Vrabel that smooth?
So what's Vrabel saying? Yeah, we're going to get him. It's a matter of waiting until June 1st. What's every insider in the NFL saying? Yeah. They're going to trade him. It's a matter of waiting until June 1st. Everybody knows it. Uncle Jamie on the text line, and this is something that I've said before, that the A.J. Brown information, she'd be the first to get it.
Correct.
So if anybody broke it, but what does that matter? That she's the one that actually reports it. She would be the first one to get it.
Here's really going to flip your wig. You ready? She's going to break it.
No, not now.
Oh, you bet? Vrabel better give it to her.
You know what she needs to do?
Hello.
She needs to go away for a little bit. Well, I had said earlier. No, I'm not even going to repeat what I said earlier. But
I'm telling you, man, she goes rogue. She's by herself. She's still got the following. All of a sudden, bang, A.J. Brown to the Patriots.
If anybody with half of a brain would be advising her right now, they would tell her, listen, you need to get the hell, be quiet.
Go work on your family.
Take a break. Yeah. But I think that's already over with. I would assume that the marriage is already, go on, you recover from that. And I have no idea what happens with who knows? Who knows? But, geez.
Yeah, it's sad.
No, like I had said, when she put out the tweet, her entire world is crumbling down around her. And she's putting out some story about a lockout for the officials, like everything's fine. Diana, it's not fine. You can't just say go on business as usual. It's too big of a story, even though all your cronies are trying to pretend it's not a story.
She thinks she's a star.
She is.
Yep,
she is.
She's a superstar.
All right, do we have some voice memos? Give me the one on Avalon Bryan and Sean Brace's. Go ahead.
Nice.
Hey, we grow up, we get better, and I thought that was a tremendous conversation. And if I ever meet Avalon Bryan, I'll buy him a beer because I like when people become better people, and that was really cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah, thank you. I look, Like I said, when I saw him pop up on the call screener, for people that don't know, we had I had a back and forth with a gentleman who we didn't see eye to eye. We didn't agree on much via social media back in 2011, 2012. He trolled me. Thank you. And he called in because we exchanged some DMs recently. And when I saw him on the board, I was like, whoa, all right. And, I might have been a little fired up to have Brian on the show there. But all in all, thank you to that call.
I thought it was great radio.
I thought, hey, man, this is a good spot because that's not who I want to be. I don't want to fight with people. I want to get along. Peace, love, and happiness. That's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
All right, play some Grateful Dead. Let's have a beer. Avalon Bryan, I appreciate that.
All right, do we have some Flyers voice messages? Here we go.
Hi, boys. Zach from the Northeast. Yeah, all those idiots saying fire Tocchet. I really do not get that. Like, so out of touch. Like, you just want to scapegoat. Makes no sense. It's such a common thing now in the NHL to fire a coach. Makes no sense. You're going to implement a whole new offense. So dumb.
I don't think we're firing him now, right?
Well, I mean, I don't. No, they're not going to fire him now. But I guess he was talking about before.
Yeah.
Remember, because they had the whole fire Tocchet chant in the middle of the year.
I just don't know where it came from. We didn't discuss that today.
Like I said,
it was after the Michkov stuff.
Okay.
Then the argument came, well, they should have went a younger head coach to develop these guys.
No, I remember that. Mm-hmm. So he's just responding to what happened this season.
It got contentious between some of the media, the fans, and it was all over that. My point is this, like, dude, who are you? Who are we to fire a head coach halfway through a season A? Like, there was no expectations. You got to give a guy an opportunity to implement his system. And 50, 60 games in is not enough of a sample size.
Remember when they were going to, and it was among others, but it was really like a kind of a fan opinion. And Craig Carton had said it. Oh, I've got a way to fix the Eagles. Here's what you do. You fire Patullo and you hire Brian Daboll. Problem solved. Okay. Like, yeah, they're really going to bring in Brian Daboll.
Yeah.
To run the offense 3 quarters through the season, and he's going to come in like that after getting fired by the Giants. He's going to be the offensive coordinator. No, that's not what they're going to do. That isn't what's done.
Man, the Flyers have been through some coaches as of late, too, as well. But
look at hockey.
You go to Hackstall, right? You gave him an opportunity to implement his system. You got to give Rick Tocchet an opportunity as well. And I'm glad, like, hey, man, if fans are that stirred up, I'm glad that they are that invested to the point that, yeah, they were trying to start chants. That's good. Because apathy is not where you want to be. So for a team that's struggling and you expect more, that's great, good.
Yep.
But to fire a guy, that's unfair without getting through one full season, come on now.
All right, here's another voice memo.
This ain't Real Madrid.
Hey, what's up, guys? Larry Henry Jr. calling in from Huntington Valley. Wanted to get your thoughts on the Flyers. Obviously, a big 4-2 win last night over Montreal to close the regular season. They finished with 98 points, which is the most since the 2019-20 season, where they also made the playoffs. Big series against Pittsburgh. Obviously, a lot of energy, a lot of rivalry there. Crosby's playing at a high level. Malkin's continuing to play well. Letang is continuing to play consistently. Curious what your thoughts are, because the Flyers did not beat them in regulation in the regular season. I'm curious if that plays an impact to the playoffs. But I still think the Flyers will make a good run at it. Confidence is high. I like everything that's going right now. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
When did they play the Penguins? That's what I have to see.
So they played 4 times. They played first time on October 28th. That was early in the season. Flyers won 3-2 in a shootout at home. Then they played on December 1st. That was also at our barn. They lost 5-1. Then they played on January 15th in Pittsburgh. They lost 6-3. And then they played on March 7th in Pittsburgh. They won 4-3 in a shootout.
All right.
Does it really matter? Okay, so somebody called earlier, too, and they hung up. But, yeah, they were saying, like, the playoffs you can't win in a shootout. So here you are with these two. I don't really – you got to score. Like, I don't want to be really elementary with it, but it's the reality of where we're at.
Shoot puck, score puck?
Yeah, you got to score goals, and this team has been doing it. They just threw 7 spots. They threw up 5, against Detroit in a game that they needed to win. They threw up 5 against the Devils. Like, I feel really good about this team because they don't know any better. They really don't.
They have a really good mix of young, veteran, guys that have been here. Tocchet, who's a taskmaster.
Coots.
Barks.
Do we call it?
I love the hockey nickname. All right, so we're talking on yesterday. The entire station, it was a great day. Tocchet, Briere was on afternoons.
Yeah.
We had Coots on in the morning. But I did see a fair share of criticism from Flyers fans regarding interviews that we've been doing. So I want to discuss it. All right? I want to discuss the criticism, and is it valid, and maybe do they have a point? All right?
You got an orange mic screen over there, man. We're all flyered up
And
over
you
here.
don't.
I'm Team Sixers today.
If you're watching on YouTube, Sean bought a bunch of mic covers in different colors, and he's wearing the Sixers. He asked me if I want a Sixers one. I said, no, I want the Flyers. I don't want the Sixers one.
I'm pulling for the Sixers.
Yeah, you're much more supportive than I am.
Let's go.
All right. See that? Then we'll go into the conversation. I'm supporting the damn team, people. That's coming up. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Got something to say about Philly sports?
Text us on the Davis Honda text line at 610-6.
I'm an absolute dummy.
Fine line.
Middays with Marks. I am Sean Brace. 12:45 here at 97.5 The Fanatic. Dut's riding with me, having some fun, listening to some talking heads. John Marks, I believe, had to go grab an energy drink from his car, I want to say, because you can't get through the final hour 15 without that extra juice. Now, I want to. Oh no, actually, it's some party mix. Ooh, I love a good party.
No,
mix.
I was back there. Sorry.
Oh, you're right.
I was just back there talking to Ray and Sil and
Gotcha.
Ricky.
I thought
I
you
didn't
were.
realize it was this late.
I thought you had to go to the car to grab the energy drink that you were saying it was going to be pretty warm. As
No.
I guess it's hot outside.
It's supposed to be close to 90 today, no?
Wow.
I heard 87. Let me see.
Oh, you got to love the Philadelphia weather where we skip spring and head right to August. Yeah, that's always great.
Well, 52 is going to be your higher on Monday.
Yeah,
It's
that's
in Collegeville.
that's not cool.
All right, there you go.
I'm trying to golf.
When? This weekend?
It's not going to happen. Busy weekend, but one of these days.
Well, it's 80 and sunny on Friday.
Could be
So
Friday.
if Ray wants to put on some sunscreen, just don't go out in the sun, Ray.
Ray don't want any part of me on a golf course.
I told Ray that his face doesn't look nearly as bad, and he
No.
said, "Oh, it still feels it." Like, now the peeling's going to start, so his whole face is going to start peeling.
Well, that's when it's going to look bad. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, we'll get to some more. Here's some more memos there, Dutsy. All right, so before I do that, I didn't even see this. Duts told me this morning. So we post the full Tocchet interview on our YouTube. All right, so that's why you follow and subscribe 97.5 The Fanatic. We put a ton of good stuff, the interviews, segments, all of our off-air stuff like Philly baseball talk and things like that. So we posted the Tocchet interview, and what's the first comment that came up, Duts?
Can't believe this guy, after 6 months, wants to talk Flyers. John Marks is an absolute clown. Please fire him.
Thank you.
Because I posted the video on Twitter, too, so that was probably someone from Twitter that came over onto YouTube.
Well, it comes with the territory, and I know that. And it's one of the reasons why somebody email me and be like, you're thin-skinned because you won't look at your mentions and things like that. I'm like,
Jeez.
I'm thin-skinned because I won't look at my mentions or I don't want to see what mean people say.
It's a bunch of bots.
Right.
No one puts their name on anything.
Well, no, I think there's real people that say things. I just I can't live my life worrying about what people are going to say with what I talk about on the air. Because I feel like that for the most part, we do a positive show. We're not doing politics. I'm not, trying to attack the left or attack the right or whatever. Like we're talking sports. I'm not trying to do a volatile show. But anyway, I can understand that sentiment. I can understand Flyers fans that maybe don't listen to the show know of me because they know that I'm in sports media, maybe have listened to me, but that are saying, oh, sure, now you want to talk about the Flyers. Well, let me just say this. And I understand the sentiment, but let me just say this. Have we talked a lot of 76ers today? They have a play-in game today. Have we talked a lot of 76ers today? We're the flagship station for the Sixers, by the way. No. In fact, I didn't even want to talk about them today. But they got a segment. Yeah. It wasn't positive. I was saying, are you rooting for them to lose secretly? Right?
I got a mic screen that's color blue.
Right.
Here.
And I refuse to put on the mic screen.
Let's go.
But to be relevant, so it's again with this whole Russini thing. Let's just keep it real for a second. Hockey doesn't demand the same kind of coverage nationally that the other sports do. Nationally, the NFL will get you 75% of the time, and then when there's a big story, NBA playoffs, LeBron, Major League Baseball, I think, has grown a little bit. But for the most part, it's an NFL world that we live in or an NFL country you live in, and then everything else is just kind of here or there. Then the hockey playoffs start. You're going to get some more hockey. But that's nationally. Locally, it's much different. Locally, the Flyers haven't been good. They haven't been in the playoffs in 6 seasons, and that was during COVID. Before that, how many years was it? How many years has it been since they've had a home playoff game?
18. Since they won? I forget. It's 2018, I want to say.
Home playoff game, 2018.
But with fans.
Correct, 2018.
Okay, so that's 8 years. And they haven't been in the playoffs. So I guess what I'm saying is that it's always been like this in this town. For the Flyers to get coverage, they need to be good or they need to be talkable. And right now they're good. So if the Flyers weren't in the playoffs, Rick Tocchet's not on our show yesterday because even if we say, hey, we want Rick, he's probably not doing it. And he was great yesterday, he really was. He's coming up. They just clinched the playoff spot. He's in a good mood.
Oh, yeah.
But, while I understand what you're saying, and it goes with the, well, you don't give our team the coverage that we deserve, my response to that is, well, I have to look out what's best for this show and this station, Sean. And if I overtalk the Flyers, just like I overtalk the Sixers, but we do cover the Sixers much more, if I overtalk the Flyers, I may be tuning out what the most people on the station want to listen to. So that means to be relevant in talk radio, you need to win. And the Flyers haven't been winning. They're winning. They made the playoffs. So guess what we're doing, Sean?
Talking about them.
Talking about the Flyers.
That's right.
If they become a team that can be perennial playoff teams, we will be talking about the Flyers a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to win. You have to win to do that. When the Phillies weren't winning and Pete McCannon was the manager, guess what they weren't doing on this station? I was still doing it, but so they weren't talking a lot of Phillies because when the teams aren't good, people don't care. With the Eagles, people go crazy, but that's the NFL.
Yeah.
So while I understand the criticism and calling me a clown may be a little bit strong, but I understand people saying, "Oh, sure, now you want to talk about the Flyers." Here's what I would say: invite us on the run with you. I have never been somebody that talked down the Flyers fans or made people feel bad for being Flyers fans. I just am normally honest about it. We're not going to talk about the Flyers if they're not a playoff team or they're not good.
Mm-hmm.
How many times this year have I said, I want to talk about the Flyers? I would be excited to talk about the Flyers. I just don't follow them. I don't know enough about it. I've been very transparent about my Flyer fandom here for the last couple months. And now that they're in the playoffs, yes, we are going to talk more Flyers.
Well, look, let's just be honest with where we're at. They start the season in the football schedule, right? They had my attention, but then all of a sudden January comes around, this team hit a skid. And it's well documented, especially on this show. I bring it up a lot. They lost 12 of 15. And, everything went out the window. This team was searching for some answers. You had people yelling about firing the coach. We talked a little bit with Mitch Goff in the Carnival and when that happened. But, look, I don't want to talk about the gossip if I'm not going to talk about the team in general. So, I'm glad that they were able to figure some things out. They won 7 straight on the road and it got my attention. It's like, all right, are they good? Yeah, but they're not going to make the playoffs. Okay, now all of a sudden they're knocking on the playoff door. They continue to win. They're beating teams down like the Devils with the 5-goal game. And now we're in the playoffs. And, oh, by the way, they are the story of the NHL. The Flyers are. No other team is bigger than the Flyers right here, right now, as far as storylines are concerned.
Agreed.
Nothing.
Just some gatekeeping, some light gatekeeping going on.
And I respect it. You can gatekeep all you want.
That's fine.
But open the door. Let us in.
Yeah,
if not, I'm going to kick it in.
Yeah, we went in.
Yeah.
All right. I'm never going to pretend that I know more than you. I mean, actually, I might. Give me a couple weeks. I might think I'm better.
We were able to talk a little pucks and sticks, right? Talked about the Campbell division. We talked a little,
Yeah, we went get Prince of Wales.
Break it down a little bit.
All right. Truth be told, I was a big Flyers fan in the 90s. And the early 2000s, like the 2000s, Keith Primo, those teams with Claude and Laviolette. I was watching Flyers hockey. Hey, listen, it's not my fault teams suck for as many years as it has. Give me a break.
Claude Giroux lost me at the end of his run here. I was Carter and Richard up, and then remember what took place there. I would say I am a postseason. I'm a Stanley Cup playoff fan. You get me to the postseason, I start talking about paying attention to it and wagering.
No, you won't shut up about playoff hockey. It's like all you talk about. Playoff hockey's the best.
Flyers plus 2,400 represent East.
I'm still looking for playoff odds and things like that. BetParks doesn't have the series odds yet.
Oh, no.
No, I'm waiting for it.
They don't want to dip their toe in that water just yet. Put up a bad number.
All right, so we do have the Sixers tonight in action, fighting for their playoff lives. They can still lose tonight, and they have one more shot to be the final seed in the playoffs. Phillies are back at it as well. But Sean Brace feels a certain way about the Eagles' handling of Jalen Hurts. Howie Roseman yesterday kind of wagging his finger at the media, blaming them. Really, Howie? You're blaming us for your behavior? We'll get back into that coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Trying to get into the playoffs. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the 76ers will play the Orlando Magic tonight as they look to officially punch their ticket to the postseason. Should they win tonight, they'll play the Celtics in the first round, but a loss means they'll have to play the Hornets in a win-or-go-home game on Friday. Tony Jones at The Athletic joined the morning show to discuss potential first-round matchups.
Boston presents a math problem. They take and make so many threes, and the Sixers don't take and make a ton of threes. In Detroit, they don't take and make a ton of threes. So it's not the math issue with matching up with potential matchup with Boston.
Tip-off is set for 7:30, and you can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic with pregame coverage starting at 6 o'clock. The Flyers finished off the regular season strong, beating the Canadiens 4-2, with Matvei Michkov putting up 3 points. And the Phillies will try to take the series from the Chicago Cubs tonight, with Jesus Luzardo taking them out against Shota Imanaga. This update is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has led inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at crohnscolitisfoundation.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
I just ate 2 bags of chips.
Yeah, back-to-back bag of chips.
So hungry, dude. Party mix, underrated.
Party mix is great.
What a great mixture.
I like the Cheetos in there, right?
It's a nice balance. The pretzels. I don't want a bag of pretzels, but 5 pretzels in a bag, delicious.
Yeah, 5 pretzels is good.
Because I packed 3 lunches for school. I have a ton of chips at home.
Yeah, sure.
Because they all, of course, like different stuff.
Yeah.
So Cool Ranch. So I always have a big bag of a party-sized bag of Cool Ranch, and then a party-sized bag of the regular nacho cheese. Smart Food, the cheese popcorn.
Okay.
Big scoop Fritos. We have at home as well.
Fritos are strong.
Which are so good.
Underrated.
Cheetos, but I tend to toggle with Fritos and Cheetos. Like, I don't have both of them at the same time. I'll be like, all right, next time I'll get Cheetos. This time I get Fritos. Sour cream and onion chips. And then I also need the Ruffles.
Yeah.
Because my oldest daughter likes dip, likes French onion dip. You can't do that with regular Lay's. You can, but it's not as good.
No, the Ruffles, they hit differently. I like the variety that you got going on. Nice work.
So there was another bag, so it's a smaller bag, the Cool Ranch Dorito bag. And these didn't come from home. These were like someone had left them in the kitchen, and I took them. Because I would never buy the variety pack, the smaller bags, bad value.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Pringles?
I like Pringles.
Okay.
I don't buy them, but sometimes if they're around or it's like the individual packs, the Pringles are good.
Yeah, that's where you lose me. I think we don't get enough in the
You like Pringles?
I like Pringles, but I don't think we get enough in the can. Like, if you were to measure a can of Pringles versus a bag of chips, I would assume that the bag of chips outweighs the can of Pringles.
Well, are you talking about the mini? Or are you talking about the regular
I'm talking
bag?
about, yeah.
Oh, they're so thin.
Correct. So imagine if you emptied a thing of Pringles into a bag, and we just brought up Ruffles. I feel like you get your money's worth. You want to talk about a chip you get your money's worth? Ruffles.
Agreed.
Yeah, there's just something thick about
Wavy Lays are bigger and stronger chips, too. Ruffles are all relatively the same size, but you get a bag of Wavy Lays because here's what I do.
Oh, Wavy Lays, yeah.
I do the chips at Target for the most part because at least every other week they have the good deals. You get 2 for $10 on the party size. So, because if I go to Wegmans, they're typically $5.99. So you're saving $2 on 2 bags, and I use them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to go Wavy Lays over Ruffles, and they're both very good.
Yeah.
But I am a chip guy, and it's like last night. You know what I had last night? And it was a little bit of a later dinner because I ate right when I got home. I had a Lebanon bologna, sweet Lebanon bologna, and cheese on a wrap.
Healthy. Wrap me.
Well, the Lebanon bologna's not
Oh,
healthy.
yeah.
That's true.
You know.
With mustard, and then you know what I did? I had to go chip. So I went sour cream and onion.
Hers?
No, I had sour cream and onion Ruffles.
Okay.
So they were the ridged ones.
Yeah.
And it was so good.
Yeah, it's a whole different. I will tell you, one of my favorite chips, though, is the Hers kettle cooked. Oh,
I'm not a big kettle. I like the salt and vinegar kettle cooked.
yeah, give me the kettles.
Dutz, what's your chip of choice if you're picking one?
Cool Ranch Doritos.
So I can do Cool Ranch without a sandwich. I can't really do chips without a sandwich. I need a sandwich with chips. A good ham and cheese with mustard. I need a chip.
All right,
Regular
last one. Overall 1 seed as far as a chip is concerned.
Got to be a Cool Ranch Dorito.
Is it Cool Ranch Dorito? I don't.
This Davis Honda text line.
Okay.
610-632-0975. What do you say?
It's hard to argue.
I like Cheetos, but I can't eat Cheetos
I would
all the
just
time.
say just the regular Dorito. Is
nacho cheese
over the Cool Ranch, or is the Cool Ranch over the nacho cheese?
Normally the original always gets the number 1 seed. I don't know the Cool Ranch, and I like nacho cheese.
Man, shout out to the guy who created Cool Ranch, or the girl, whoever did.
There's one problem with nacho cheese, and then we'll move on. Sometimes, you know what Wegmans does if they're sneaky, and this is where they get me if I have to get them there. They'll put the really, really hot Doritos, because the bag's the identical one. They'll put it where the nacho cheese normally are. So then I grab it, and I come home, and no one wants to eat it because they're really, really spicy. I don't know what they call it, flaming hot.
Oh, yeah.
They're really spicy.
Yeah. Tell you what, man, I'd watch a 30 for 30 on the making of Cool Ranch Doritos. I'm just looking at it now. Former marketing executive by the name of David Novak. In 1986, he developed the flavor to boost struggling Frito-Lay sales, identifying ranch as a popular growing trend in the supermarket aisle.
Yeah, I've seen things where they say you get addicted to it because like the MSG and the stuff that they put in it.
Oh, yeah?
I don't disagree. Do you remember the first pitch man for Cool Ranch Doritos? It was before he took over for Johnny Carson. Jay Leno used to do commercials for Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah.
Before he was the Jay Leno that we know and maybe don't love now. Oh.
I tell you what.
Were you a Jay Leno fan?
I was a Letterman guy. Always have, always will be. The Jay's a snake.
Yep.
All the back and forth. Remember, he took the job from Conan, right? Like, that was...
Took it back from Conan.
Not a Jay Leno.
I like Jay because of after OJ, he really killed it with OJ coverage. And then after OJ...
Unintended. He did the jaywalking. Jaywalking was great.
Jaywalking was funny.
That was like one of the first.
But you remember his band leader.
Oh, Kevin Eubanks.
Who's a Philly guy who we had on the station. He came on with Mike. And we had the Kevin Eubanks laugh.
I haven't heard Kevin Eubanks' name in forever.
So Jay does some type of talk show that's on, not talk show, a game show that's on during the day. That he includes Kevin Eubanks.
Nice.
So where he gets him a paycheck.
Kevin 68, still holding on strong, baby.
But he had a really good laugh. And
Yeah,
we
he
had
did.
a laugh that we would play.
It was on our.
Like we do with the Tom McCarthy. You know, I can't stop hearing Tom McCarthy laugh during the broadcast now. Is anybody else like that? He does the belly laugh with Kruk.
Kruk gets the best out of him.
He does.
They were chopping it up last night about some nonsense. I tuned in when I caught it. Yeah, love it.
All right, so let's do some voice memos, then we get some Eagles stuff. What do we got on the Davis Honda voice memo text line?
Uncle Jamie checking in. The question is, will Sean be thinking about the children when he's on stage with the Horsham hunks?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, I'm trying to make money. Kids cost money. I can connect
You
the dots.
definitely, you need.
I'm not out there sleeping with it's not even a coworker. It would be, I don't even know, like putting the work in to be a cheater where I am flying to Sedona, Arizona.
It's so bad.
No, yeah. Horsham Hunks is a bit.
You know what? You get caught up in something. You get caught up in a lifestyle. You get caught up in the arrogance of being a big star. And I have no idea the history of her before. And if she just got drawn into this thing and that's how I don't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't believe that. I can't believe the way that she's reacted to it and this resignation letter that she puts out on Twitter yesterday. Defiant. Instead of just I don't even need her to have any accountability. Just say that she's become a distraction for everybody at the Athletic and she's going to, resign and just leave it at that. Just say she put herself, she's put herself in a bad situation and, she hopes all the facts come out one day. But you don't have to admit to anything.
No, not at all. But you need to come out and say, unfortunately, I put myself in a situation and now, I'm a distraction. It's time to move on.
She's not acting like she thinks she did anything wrong.
That is correct. She's telling us she didn't do anything wrong because she's saying all this in the resignation letter. So it's like, come on, dude.
Yep. Do another one there, Dutz. What do we got?
Good afternoon, Midday. John, Sean Brace, and Dutz filling in for the future Hall of Famer Ray Dunn. Now, Dutz, you've been listening to some of that YouTube chat, especially that crazy man Neil. You want the Sixers to lose. How dare you? The Sixers are going to win tonight, and then they're going to take the Celtics in 7. Let's go. Come on now.
Yeah, I'll take that action.
I like the enthusiasm. But
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think the Sixers would win a game against the Celtics.
They may not.
Yeah, I don't.
They might get swept.
I think we should be happy with the victory there.
Could they win a game against the Pistons?
I don't think so.
They have a better chance to win a game against the Pistons because the
Pistons are a good team.
But I don't know if the Celtics would if it's 3-0 and the game's in Philly and the Pistons are I could see the Sixers having a high. The Celtics just want to put their throat on their foot on people's throats. No, but you're right. They probably. They don't have a shot. They don't have a shot.
No, the Pistons, of course, just got Cade Cunningham back from a collapse 2 weeks ago. This guy's been fighting it. Is he 100%? No, but still, this is like the Spurs without Wemby. That's what the Pistons are. They are a good team. And if you're going up against a good team and you don't have any heart, that's not a good. I would imagine a bad result's going to follow.
So you said that a couple times, and I'm not disagreeing, but I would also have to believe that Maxey and Edgecombe don't have heart.
They don't. You're asking a lot for a rookie, right? Like his head's spinning. I know he's playing well, but you're asking a lot for a rookie to have that type of effect on a locker room filled with veterans, coached by Nick Nurse. Does VJ have heart? Of course. Does Tyrese Maxey have heart? Of course. But. Man, it's up in the air. Like we have seen this team quit multiple times this year.
Well,
Maxey was on the floor for a lot of those games.
I think that they play like they know they can't win in certain spots because they can't, and they're playing like that. Instead of saying no, like the phrase that was used late last segment, they don't hate losing enough or
Correct.
lose it at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember this is kind of a weird comp, but I remember when Jason Worth left Philadelphia, that team didn't have enough players that hated losing like Jason Worth did. Jason Worth was mean. His last year in Philadelphia, things weren't going great. He was having the contract issues, and he wasn't getting the contract that he wanted. Do you remember this, where he went into the stands to try to, a ball was on the borderline of being in the stands and being on the field, and the ball was in the stands, but a kid grabbed the ball and Worth wasn't able to catch it.
Yeah.
And he yelled at him.
Yep.
You remember it?
Mm-hmm.
And he was nasty. And the town had kind of turned on him already. But, like, that's the kind of competitor he was. He did not like to lose. And he was nasty about it. And he left, and those guys were like, we won a World Series. Our skills have deteriorated. We're not going to win. And they played like it.
Yep.
They just did. And I would agree with you. This team knows they're not going to win, and they're not playing. The Flyers don't know that they shouldn't win any of these games because they should.
Oh, by the way, I know Ray is a big superstar these days, but we need to get Jason Worth back on the show.
Is it coming up?
The Kentucky Derby's first Saturday in May. Let's go. We got to touch base. He's going to be busy next week or 2 weeks from now.
You're right. It has to be soon.
It's got to be really soon. So we need to touch base, hear what's going on, who we need to pay attention to, how does it all work out, all that. Mixed in some Phillies conversation. Jay was awesome. That was great.
Oh, he was screaming and yelling about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good.
And, I'm a horse race guy, so I want to hear more about
Are you a horse racing guy?
Oh, I can't wait. Let's go.
Now, are you a horse racing guy that likes the races, or do you actually follow the
3 races, of course.
So you're a Triple Crown guy. Well, I don't know if you're going.
Well, Saratoga and Parks because of the local aspect, but I would kill to be up at Saratoga for the Travers in August. It's tremendous. But yeah, it's the 3 races. Like, yeah, of course. Like, I'm not watching the Santa Anita Hill, the race that's taking place out there.
Jody Mack could be a guy that's.
There's always a horse race on television.
Oh, I know.
Whether it's in the Meadowlands, in Mexico, across the world.
Jody's picks were always wrong, though. He was supposed to be the horse racing expert, and I would be the one getting the picks.
Dude, horse racing's tough. You're always one off. Always one off.
All right. Howie Roseman yesterday, it happened actually during our show. Howie Roseman said the following. We had a reaction on the air, but because it was happening during the show, we didn't hear it until after the Rick Tocchet. We heard it at 1 o'clock yesterday. Remember, we played with Mosher on the air at 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Howie Roseman yesterday was asked about Jalen Hurts and the Jalen Hurts noise and the articles and everything else. Here's Howie Roseman.
I have seen those reports. Bob and our PR staff do a great job of showing us what we need to see. I would say that we have some faults. One of them is not being direct and honest with our players.
So stop it. He says we have our faults, and one of which is not being direct with our players. So is he saying he's not being direct with the players, or was that edited funky?
It's funny because I do have the email here with the transcript. Let me dig that up.
Can you play from the beginning again?
Run it
It's just
back.
like that last part. So I can't imagine he's saying, yeah, we don't communicate with our players. Go ahead.
I have seen those reports. Bob and our PR staff do a great job of showing us what we need to see. I would say that we have some faults. One of them is not being direct and honest with our players and the conversations with our players. So for us, if we have any
so
issue,
just stop it. Did he misspeak? Did he mean to say one of which isn't being direct? Because then he talks about how he is direct. All right, go ahead.
any of our players, we talk to them directly. So, from my perspective, from Nick's perspective, from Jeffrey's perspective, we're not hiding behind anything. We will talk to our players directly. And I think that it's unfair. It's unfair to have these articles written, but I understand it's also what sells at this point. So, yeah, I think it's unfortunate.
It's what sells at this point. I think it's unfortunate to have these articles written. Really? Is this specifically at Jeff McClain? Because Jeff McClain had said, and I guess he did write it in the article, that he's not the only person to say it, and he's not the first to say it, that the Eagles used the media to try to reach Jalen Hurts. Because that's what Jeff said, which is, and I mean, it makes sense. The Joel Embiid, when he was late for every meeting, he was late for everything, and Tyrese Maxey called him out at a meeting, and then I believe the Sixers leaked that to almost shame Joel Embiid into, hey, you got to show up. Now you're shamed because it became public. Maybe you should change your behavior. Obviously it didn't. But do they do the same thing with Jalen Hurts? I don't know if that's the right move. But for Howie to act like, oh, I get it, it's what sells. Really? So there's no information coming out of NovaCare. Let's say for a second we believe, which I don't, that it's not being put out there by the Eagles. Not the players, not the coaches, but it's not being put out by the Eagles. Let's say that Howie Roseman and company isn't putting that out there. Are you calling Tim McManus a liar? Are you calling Jeff McClain a liar? Because Jeff, it almost seems like that Jeff was giving opinions, but also saying this is what they're saying down there. There's no way that the talk down there, because we've heard it as well, is about Jalen Hurts isn't, well, he's not doing this or he's not doing that. For Howie to sit there and to blame the reports instead of actually backing up Jalen Hurts and just saying he's a great player is silly. And, it's just, I'm surprised that he went there with the questioning.
So I had the transcript up in front of me, and they did put a dash in there. So it says, I would say that we have some faults, period. One of them is not, dash, being direct and honest with our players in the conversation with our players.
Okay, yeah, so because then the rest of the cut, he said that they talked directly.
Yeah. Look, I keep it simple here. This was an opportunity for Howie Roseman to really say with his chest, this is our guy in the story. Like, all of that stuff means nothing. People can have an opinion. You write this because you want to sell. That's fine. You can go into that spin. But you needed to say more there. If, in fact, you do feel that way about Jalen Hurts. Clearly, John, they don't. Clearly, Howie Roseman does not. Or else he would have said, yeah, you know what? I'm not buying into any of that because I see this guy. I work with this guy night in, night out. 7 days a week. I know what Jalen Hurts is, and he's not what you guys are portraying. It's not what's being written. Howie didn't say any of that. Clearly, he did not stand up for his guy in the story.
Well, give the resume. Say, I know the stories are out there. I know that we're the talk of the NFL. I know Jalen is discussed, and I'm going to leave it at this. That Jalen Hurts is a 2-time Super Bowl quarterback, with one being a Super Bowl MVP. He's been to the playoffs all 5 years that he's been in the league, and we expect this year more great things from Jalen and for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts is a champion. His resume speaks for himself, and we're really excited to go into 2026 with Jalen as our quarterback. Now, they can follow up and ask contractual questions and things like that, and even if I don't necessarily believe them, because I wouldn't believe him, it's a strong statement to make. Maybe part of the reason I don't believe him is that he doesn't have strong opinions about it. Frankly, Jeffrey Lurie speaks a hell of a lot more stronger towards Jalen Hurts than Howie Roseman ever has.
Yep, I agree.
And you know why, Sean? Because he really doesn't believe it. Because a lot of the words that are coming out of NovaCare about, oh, well, he doesn't want to be coached or he's not listening in practice, that's being put out there by people that actually believe that. Yep. I don't think that it's being put out to blame Jalen and to take blame off of themselves. I think that's what's really going on down there. But even so, they won 11 games. They won another NFC East. And sometimes you're going to have years that you don't win. And you know what? Jalen now, they've brought in a new offensive coordinator. The Eagles don't have to say anything, and they've let their feelings be known with what they're doing.
Yep.
Bringing in a new offensive coordinator, Jalen's going to have to evolve as a quarterback or he's going to be gone. You don't think Jalen knows that?
It's just crazy because so many quarterbacks across the league have gotten more confidence boosters, more built up by general managers or coaches or players, teammates. Like we were talking about Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. Go down the list. Even some bad quarterbacks you can mix into it, having more of people in the organization stand up for their guy. He's an elite quarterback. You can argue whatever you want to say. He plays the position at an elite level. That's what I would tell you. He wins, and that's all I care about. That record backs it up. Jalen Hurts is a damn good quarterback. Stand up for your guy. Howie did not.
Stand up for your man. That's what you were saying earlier.
I mean, is he a franchise quarterback or not?
Oh, he's a franchise quarterback.
He's a franchise quarterback now. Stand up for him then.
He's got to be.
He is.
And I am not. You know me. I am definitely. You have Jalen Hurts defender or Jalen Hurts guy in your bio.
You're damn right.
I do not. But if you're being fair, what are we talking about? He may not wow you with what he does throwing the football, and he's not throwing for 5,000 yards. And when I watch him play quarterback, I'm like, damn. When I watch Josh Allen play, I'm like, damn. When I watch Joe Burrow play, I'm like, damn. Even when I watch Lamar Jackson play, like, man, who's a hell of a talent. Lamar Jackson routinely loses in the playoffs. And you can say the skills positions aren't good enough or his offensive coordinator is not good enough. Can't you say the same thing about Jalen Hurts, at least the offensive coordinator? He had Patullo as his offensive coordinator last year. And they still won 11 games. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. This isn't, oh, well, they won 11 games. Oh, and then they won 9 games. Oh, and then they won 8 games. They're like, They went Super Bowl, down year, still made the playoffs. Super Bowl win, NFC East. They're not coming off a year where they missed the playoffs. You're not going to win every year. You're not.
Nope. And it feels like I'm losing people out of my Hurts hive, man. It feels like we're going the wrong way here.
Is that what we're calling it, the Hurts hive?
The Hurts hive is, we were rolling strong. Of course, that's what happens when you win a Super Bowl championship. Now I got Howie Roseman jumping off. Like,
Blaming the media.
Get back in the hive, Howie. Let's go.
Yeah, that's weasel behavior from Howie. And you think Jalen's going to be like, oh, well, Howie said that no, so I believe him. Or do you think Jalen knows where this information's coming from?
Jalen's not dumb.
Oh, you tell me Tim McManus has just made all this stuff up? Even if Howie isn't responsible or that's not the tactic they wanted to use, players, coaches, former coaches, people in the front office, if Tim McManus says he has 12 sources for this story, Tim McManus has 12 sources for this story. 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. That is the phone line. That is the text line. I mean, at some point, don't you just have to, even if you don't believe it, just try to project a little bit more confidence? Play the game a little bit. He's not playing the game hard enough for him.
This is he'll be on the microphone again coming up here soon with the NFL draft, and maybe he might add a little extra to it.
Speaking of the NFL draft,
yeah,
Mel Kiper with a freshie, a two-round mock draft.
Woo-wee.
It's out. We have the details for you coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5, The Fanatic Sports Update.
Trying to get into the playoffs. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the 76ers will play the Orlando Magic tonight as they look to officially punch their ticket to the postseason. Should they win tonight, they'll play the Celtics in the first round, but a loss means they'll have to play the Hornets in a win-or-go-home game on Friday. Tony Jones of The Athletic joined the morning show to discuss potential first-round matchups.
Boston presents a math problem. They take and make so many threes, and the Sixers don't take and make a ton of threes. In Detroit, they don't take and make a ton of threes. So it's not the math issue with matching up with potential matchup with Boston.
Tip-off for tonight's game is set for 7:30. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic with pregame coverage starting at 6 o'clock. The Flyers finished off the regular season strong with the win over the Canadiens and will now turn their attention to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the Phillies will try to take the series tonight from the Cubs with Jesus Luzardo taking the mound against Shota Imanaga. This update is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MADD-HELP or visit MADD.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
are back. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. John Mark, Sean Brace. We haven't done in fact, I haven't done it with you.
What?
When we did the podcast reviews.
Okay.
So I invite people, if you don't get to catch the show live, then you can check it out on demand. Go to the Fanatic app. Go to 975thefanatic.com or wherever you get your podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just search Middays with Marks, and then you can watch. We break it down for you very cleanly, hour by hour. So if you want to watch on YouTube, you can do that on demand, but also you can do the podcast version, wherever you get it. And also we ask, if you like the show, you listen to it, leave us a nice 5-star review. And then we will play the reviews for you on the air. There you go.
Love it.
All right, we get the AI voice to do the podcast reviews.
Oh.
So we've done it before. We just hadn't had a new podcast. We had a lot of good reviews. But anyway, so there's that. Let's get to this call because Phil in Trenton wants to talk about the Howie Roseman answer on Jalen Hurts. Phil in Trenton, hello. Go ahead.
Hey there. So I definitely get your point about Howie Roseman and kind of stood up a little more for Jalen Hurts, but my point was that he wasn't directly asked about Jalen Hurts. He was asked about the article.
Would you like to hear would you like to know what the actual question was before you go further?
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, what was the actual question that he was asked?
The actual question was, since the last time we talked, there's been a few articles and a lot of reporting about quarterback Jalen Hurts and how the organization might view, I was wondering, since you don't live under a rock, if you saw those reports, you had any comment on where Jalen's standing with the team is, ?
Okay, so it's kind of more than one question in there, and I get it. It was definitely being asked about Jalen.
He asked him about the standing
the article,
but he asked him about the standing of the organization.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay.
Changes it up, but Phil, hang on though, because I do want to say this. Even if he wasn't asked,
that's the question.
He could. Isn't that the moment where Howie Roseman needs to say something? We know what's been written. We know what's being discussed. We know what's being said. Oh, by the way, he went on to say, my PR team is the best in the business. Okay, well, you now have 12 guys inside your facility that are talking bad about your franchise quarterback. Isn't that the moment that Howie needs to say something more?
No, I definitely agree with that, that he should have said both things, that it responded to what was being reported and respond to the direct question a little better standing up for his quarterback. And I think about the other ones that other quarterbacks where you said general managers, et cetera, were standing up for their guys. And I think that's more necessary because they don't win as much.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Appreciate it, Phil. I'll say this.
Totally agree.
I don't think Howie thinks he needs to do any more standing up for him. I don't think he thinks that at all.
That's apparent.
But also, and I'm not saying this is Dave Dombrowski, but Dave Dombrowski, I don't believe for a second, had a calculated campaign to come out and say, is Bryce Harper a lead? I don't know if only Bryce knows that. I don't think for a second that was intentional. Some people do. I don't think he was trying to motivate Bryce. He just was honest with the question and honest with the answer. I think Howie was just I don't think it fazed him. He's not in the business of defending Jalen Hurts.
He's not in the business.
He was more interested in defending himself and the organization and the handling. He said, we're direct with our players. When he says we're direct with our players, isn't he saying we say things to Jalen that we think? And by the way, I believe they do.
Yeah, I think that was more, you're right, now that you bring it up. I think that was more around the talking point of, somebody said something along the lines of if you need to get Jalen's attention,
you do it through the media.
You threw it to ESPN or something like that, right? Wasn't it the exact quote? So I think maybe that was going through the back of Howie's mind when he answered it. Again, I just need a little more. All right, have Jalen's back here. Stand up for your man, Foxhole. He deserves it. He's earned it. Unless, like I said, I'm glad we didn't open the show going, is this really? Is this how? Because you could go down that path and say, man, I didn't get a good vibe from this. He didn't stand up for Jalen Hurts.
He's got a lot of nerve to answer it like that. That was all about Howie Roseman and the Eagles. It had nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. And I hope that's the case to where he wasn't even focused on trying to be strong behind Jalen Hurts.
Could be.
Maybe. Or he's very tepid when it comes to Jalen because maybe that's the feeling in the organization. when people say this is a big year for Jalen Hurts, don't think for a second that Howie Roseman is like, well, thank God we have Jalen because otherwise I don't have a second Super Bowl.
True, but isn't it an unbelievable story? You want to talk about draft season success, right? Like we're in the draft season. We talk about players. Caleb Downs is a big name we continue to bring up because he's a safety.
Right.
And my point is, I don't care where you draft the guy. As long as he turns into a great player, you can draft him 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever. Like, put all that nonsense to the side, not to get into a draft discussion here. But here we are now, and it's just like, wait a minute, you drafted Jalen Hurts. Like, you should pound the desk at that point in time of how great Jalen has been. And there's no one that's going to speak higher about Jalen than me. And let me tell you, I work with Jalen. And, like, give me a little of that.
Nope.
But he clearly doesn't feel that way.
All right, Mel Kiper, 2-point whatever, or 5-point whatever.
Oh,
draft
Mel puts out that many?
No, he doesn't.
No,
he definitely doesn't do it.
When Mel speaks, man, I'm in.
All right, with the 23rd pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, Mel Kiper has the Eagles selecting Blake Miller, offensive tackle from Clemson. There you go. Miller's the perfect fit. He's played over 3,500 snaps at right tackle in college. Is this the Kiper one? I swear to God, I just looked at a different one. Yeah, this is Kiper. Yeah, so an offensive tackle. Go figure.
Left tackle, again, there's no issues whatsoever. And for I think the draft might be boring for a lot of us. I really do believe it.
Would you be surprised if they took? There's the scenario where they go to their draft board and the offensive linemen they like aren't there, so they take a defensive end or something.
Yeah,
like I could see that happening. But for the most part, everybody expects an offensive lineman.
That's where I'm at, or a defensive end.
Yeah, that always makes sense. All right, and then with their 2nd round pick, Mel Kiper has the Philadelphia Eagles selecting a tight end, Oscar Delp.
Really?
From Georgia. Now, Delp, according to Kiper, he says that Delp's stats aren't going to wow you. Last year, he had 20 catches for 261 yards and 1 touchdown. But he's effective with the ball in his hands, and he has the potential to his game, and the Eagles love the Georgia pipeline. So they're looking at it, well, he wasn't really used in the offense. He's got real potential, and probably they use some analytic that they think it translates to how good they're going to be in the NFL, and he may have a high score in that. That's what they've been doing recently. So this Oscar Delp, they need a tight end, bro.
Like a good name, Oscar Delp.
Oscar Delp is a good one. And I don't remember him at all from Georgia because he only had 20 catches.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
All right, we have Chip in Kennett Square. Chip Sean Chip is a former jockey.
Love it.
Who raced at Saratoga. Chip.
Well, I don't really want to throw all this cold water on the Eagles and football talk because when I heard Sean talk about loving horses, I'm sort of a casual listener, and it's rare for somebody who spent their life with horses to hear you all talk about horse racing. And I rode at Saratoga. So, Sean, have you been to Saratoga?
Oh, yeah, multiple times.
Okay. Have you ever been there on a Wednesday or a Thursday for the first race?
No, I have not. I've only made the Travers a couple years. Saturday.
So the Wednesday and Thursday was when they had a steeplechase race. Well, I was a jump jockey. Ride the first race, Saratoga.
Get it.
Twice a week.
How tall are you?
But I'm 5'9". No, see, jump jockeys are not like flat jockeys.
Okay.
You got to weigh 140 pounds. Flat jockeys need to weigh about 110, 112. If you're Mike Smith, you can get away with more than that. But for me, I had to go from 165 to 140. Took me a while, but I got there. And, 20 years of riding races at Saratoga, when you talked about that, it just brought back some memories for me because it was a past life. And have you ever seen the Travers canoe in the middle of the infield?
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you ever want to talk about that, I actually stole the Travers canoe when I was about 21 years old. It used to be a thing with jump jockeys in Saratoga. Steal the Travers canoe and make people find it.
Really? And we're up against it, Chip. And thank you.
Chip, you stole it. Love it.
It's like stealing the mascot from the other high school.
That's
the
great.
goat.
Dude, there's so many horse racing fans. Man, Parcells is always up there. Teddy Atlas. I was chopping it up with Teddy Atlas the one day in the parking lot. Yeah. A lot of hardcore racing fans. I love horse racing. And the reason why we're talking about it, Chip, is because Jason Worth. It's big in the game.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, man, we're pulling for him.
All right, coming up, we have the YouTube chat recap, and we'll clean up the rest of the voice memos in the text line. That's up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic. Let's talk about your garage floor, especially if it's crack stained or peeling. You know if you need an upgrade, and maybe you haven't even thought about it before. You're like, no, it's just like I've cracked garage. What are you going to do? Here's what you do. Comer and Cross. Their website is comercross.com. COMER cross.com. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. This is not epoxy. This is not paint. Comer and Cross can transform your entire garage floor in just one day, and right now, you're getting 50% off. And a Comer Cross floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift. That's ever. They handle everything. They make it so easy for you. Excuse me. They move out your items. They repair the cracks and damage, and then they install a custom finish that looks like a showroom floor. And right now, you're getting 50% off installation. It's fast, clean, and it's built to last. Perfect showroom finish for when you come home. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. You know if your garage is in bad shape. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. ComerCross.com. COMER Cross.com. Oh, yeah. Whitney. Good job there today, Duts. And so who knows if Ray's even going to come back?
Wally Pipp?
I mean, he may get an offer after this week from some big big outlet that says, Ray, we want you. You have to be prepared for the younger guys like Ray, because we both did it.
Yeah.
Right? It's a stepping stone position.
Yeah.
Right? So, who knows?
It could happen. I saw people all ranting and raving online about that social media posting by the L.A. Chargers. 60 grand?
That's it.
Yeah, it's the normal discourse. Well, you're going to offer that, and it's like,
what are they offering?
$60K. It's a social media director, I want to say. It's low, but that's not a job you're going to take forever. Get in.
Oh, okay. So there's a job offer for $60,000.
Yeah. And it's the normal discourse. Anytime anything gets brought up on social media about,
no, everybody should be paid millions of dollars.
Yeah,
I know. Exactly. Yeah, the job market sucks. It does. If you know anybody that's looking for a job, good luck.
Yeah, it's tough.
It really sucks.
I feel for you.
Yeah. So anyway,
if I didn't get this phone call here,
what would you be doing right now?
Well, I'm DJing on Saturday night.
DJ Sean Brace?
Damn right.
Where are you DJing?
At the Canal side, which is on Main Street in Manayunk, 6 to 9 p.m. It's going to be really fun. We got some giveaways. It's going to be really loose, beautiful day. Phillies on the TV.
Oh, it's going to be.
Plus, who knows hockey or NBA? We don't know. But Saturday night, 6 to 9 p.m. So I'd probably be doing weddings, entering into that world. Somebody asked me if
DoorDash?
No.
I thought about it. I wanted to do it.
You can't make money.
But I wanted the experience. It's like Larry David used to drive a cab in New York City.
Sure.
And I'm sure from his head, episodes of Seinfeld were written based on him driving that cab and the experiences that he had through that cab. I wanted to do that with Uber, because whenever I would take an Uber ride, the good drivers that you want to talk to or you could talk to, I remember this one guy saying that he liked it because he never knew where he would end up in a night.
Mm-hmm.
So he may start off in King of Prussia, and by 9 o'clock at night, he's dropping somebody off at JFK.
Sure.
Now, I wouldn't want to do that, but still, you never know what you're going to get into. And I never even did. I wanted to do it, and my wife was like, "No, I don't want you to do it." I'm like, "All right, but
the mileage you're putting on your car, it's like,
that's why I didn't.
Are you making it enough money? It's got to be tough. It's just tough all the way around, man. I got.
And there's a lot of people listening that do Uber and DoorDash and things like that. So God bless you.
And they're busting their behinds to make a buck.
For sure.
Yeah.
Dutz, have you ever driven DoorDash? I could see you doing that.
No, but I'd probably work at Chick-fil-A if I wasn't here. That's where I used to work before I came here.
Really?
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd go back to bartending too. That's always there for me. Yeah,
and you can make some good money doing that.
Chick-fil-A would be a good gig.
Well, I got to tell you, Chick-fil-A is a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. No matter what time you go, the one up by me in Limerick, no matter what time you go there, it's always busy. At 4:30, I'll pick up the kids from school and drop them off. Then I'm like, I'm going to go get Chick-fil-A for dinner. Man, there's like 30 cars in line at 4:30.
Yeah. That's actually what was the best part about working there. The shift would go by so fast because you were always busy. Always. So it would fly by. It was great.
We got to listen. One of the managers up there is listening to the show. Last time I was in there with the girls, he's like, Johnny Marks, love the new show.
Love the waffle fries, the Chick-fil-A sauce. Milkshakes are good. Is their chicken better than normal chicken?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I go nuggets, 4 strips. Can you give us any insight to what we should be ordering from Chick-fil-A?
Wait, you worked at Chick-fil-A?
He looks like he worked at Chick-fil-A.
I missed that. Did you work there? Or
No, I worked there, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
for
nice.
Year and a half, 2
Nice.
years when I was in high school.
So when you greet someone, that's a big thing about Chick-fil-A is they're very kind.
I wasn't.
Oh, well. Okay.
No, but you're trained to do that. When
Correct,
you ask
yes.
for something, they say, of course.
We're supposed to say
trained
my
to do
pleasure
that?
is what you're supposed to say.
My pleasure?
My pleasure.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would say it on occasion.
But you're trained to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have you do an orientation. They literally teach you about how Chick-fil-A became a thing, how they found their chicken recipe or whatever it was for 45 minutes, and they teach you the whole thing.
Good. Get a little history lesson on where you're working.
Give me 90 seconds on this. I had a job tryout in 2007 in Atlanta at a rock station down there. I think I've talked about this recently. And they did this bit. We did overnights on the weekend. And Giant Brian did this bit where he was trying to set me up with a listener. So Friday going into Saturday, it was setting it up, and then we were going on the date on Saturday, and then we would talk about it that night. So it ends up being this chick, and long story short, she takes me to a Chick-fil-A after I get off the air at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Okay.
And I knew Chick-fil-A for nothing other than the mall. And I didn't know they had breakfast. I didn't know they had drive-thrus. I didn't know they had standalone stores. A long time ago. So my first experience Chick-fil-A breakfast was with this chick that I met through a radio station, a bit in Atlanta. And nothing happened after that. I told her, I'm like, yeah, let's hang out later tonight with no intention of that happening. And, yeah, that was it. That was my first non-mall Chick-fil-A story.
Love some Chick-fil-A. I'm getting hungry right now. Also, I love giving my wife a job there. Oh, you got to respond with my pleasure? Yeah. I need some of that.
She does the same thing at home. She must have worked there before.
Yeah, I get that all the time. My pleasure.
Come on. Let's get to the YouTube chat recap.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Yep.
Brace looks like a car sales manager that came in on his day off just to make sure things are going smoothly. Dune from the YouTube chat.
We're the finance manager.
These dudes are quick, man. These guys are good on the YouTube chat. I dig them. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know.
No, you look good there.
No, you know what it is? That's right.
I have the same shirt.
I need to do a lot of ironing. All my short sleeve shirts are all wrinkled.
Get a steamer.
Yeah, I know. You said I used to have a steamer, but now the steamer doesn't work all that.
You can get a really inexpensive one or like a good quality one for not a lot of money.
Why not just iron?
On Amazon.
Can I just iron?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
You're not doing it.
I just bang out 15 shirts right in a row.
Really?
Yeah, and put them on a hanger.
But then I don't wear the shirt to work. I will put it on a hanger and wear a T-shirt, and then when I get to work, I put it on.
Oh.
Because it gets wrinkled in the car.
Yeah, if you're going on television, sure. But if you're coming here.
Right, well, I'm just, that's what well, it depends.
That's
depends on the
classy
shirt.
Johnny Marks.
My flannel shirts, you don't have to do that because it doesn't get wrinkled. A shirt like that, by the time you get into work, it looks like you rolled around on the floor.
I actually was.
All right, what's next?
Sean Brace, acting like he's not a fighter, but clearly stole that shirt from some innocent family's picnic table in the park. Andrew from the YouTube chat.
No. Come on, man.
I'm going to wear it tomorrow because I have the same shirt.
Yeah, it's you can only wear this type of this
It's a nice spring shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Spring.
It's breathable.
Print.
It's light.
Yeah.
No, it's a good shirt. If you want to be like, hey, I don't just want to wear a T-shirt. I want to wear a collared shirt. Roll up the sleeves. It looks good. I think you look very handsome.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
What's next?
Brace is dressed like a youth minister getting ready to play a pickup game with his youth group. JM from the YouTube chat.
Good grief, dude.
That's a good one.
We gotta check this shirt. This shirt is never getting worn again.
Let me see your shoes. What are you wearing, youth minister? Let me see. Oh, sneakers.
Yeah, I went with the sneakers today, the Air Maxes. I actually did order new shoes. I got new white-ish shoes coming. Obviously, the season, the time, they'll be in the mail. It's in the mail.
I do need a new pair of white shoes because over the course of months they get dirty and they have to be bright white.
Yeah, matter of fact, I wore these with the intention I think I'm throwing away. Like, these are old. These are really old.
Oh, I don't throw away shoes.
No?
I guess I should. All right, what's next?
The Sixers advancing only gives the front office a cop-out on the season. Need the worst possible ending to force change. Neil from the YouTube chat.
I think there's going to be change regardless. I mean, sure, if they win a series, which isn't going to happen, but you know what I mean.
They get smoked tonight and the Boo Birds are out.
Yeah.
They're not getting smoked tonight.
Does it matter?
I'm with you. I think there's change coming no matter what.
But
like Sam Cooke, a change you won't comb.
All right, give me more.
Dutz has had bed hair for 40 days and 40 nights. Money Mar from the YouTube chat.
Hair Jordan's done a good job today. He'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, Dutz don't mess around.
Nope. What about my hair?
Yeah, you got a Johnny haircut.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, no mention of me. You say I'm wearing a Sublime shirt. No mention.
I thought for sure we would get a little of that.
Bruce, I can't lie to you. You know it's bad when you're getting ripped more than me with my hair for the YouTube chat recap. That's how you know it's a rough shirt.
I think this. Wow.
It's not a rough shirt. It's a great look.
They're hating on the shirt. All right. Yeah, it is. It is a picnic table
a little bit
shirt. Though,
yeah, but that's a good look. Guys are coming up next. Ricky Bottalico, Ray Dunn. Sure, there's some Phillies conversation. I want to hear Ricky as the Phillies wrap up their series against the Cubs. Off day tomorrow. So tonight against the Cubs.
And then the Braves.
And then the Braves are in town, wrapping up
Let's
the
go.
homestand. So that should be interesting. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about maybe are the Sixers in the playoffs after tonight. Yes or no, Sean?
Really?
Yeah, prediction.
I think they lose.
Lose tonight. Sixers -2. It's the Sixer line. See ya.
Go.